Good morning, guys. Today I'm a bit early because I have something to talk. So it's a little confusing for those people who are not the members. But if you are my member, then this is gonna be absolutely clear to you. And of course, if you have watched last Friday, members live, then there will be a lot of insight for you. However, just let me know before going furthermore that you can hear me. Everything is clear. Then I'll go over there. Okay. Around 9:10 or 9:15, I'll talk about today's expectation or overall expectation for this week or everything. Okay, so whatever I'm going to explain here, this is gonna be all hindsight, or the price action has already been delivered. Okay, so this is something hindsight. Okay, if you don't want to listen, you can just simply close the stream right now. You can come back around 9, that you'll be able to understand today's expectation. Please don't ask me anything about today's expectation. I will talk about that after 9. Just let me know if you can hear me, okay? And let me know who else is over here. Don't forget to push the like button. Good morning, RS. As usual, you're the first. Hey, Wanda. Good morning, brother. Martin, good morning. RS, thanks for the penguin, by the way. Hey, Kuwa. Hello, brother. Chicks. Chicks. How to spell that? Check. Cheese. Something. Cheese. Good morning, Susie One. Thanks for the penguin, brother. Loud and clear. Thank you, brother. Short week. Good morning, brother. Please don't forget to push the like button, okay? Uh, as I'm early, I don't think so more people will join. And if anyone else join here, if they are asking what is my expectation today, please give them the reply, because I will not read the comment right now. We'll only talk about the price action. Please, if you see that someone is asking what is the expectation or anything about today's price action, just tell them that I'll talk about that after 9 a.m. So we'll go over here. This is the price action from 15-minute chart for NASDAQ, and all of this price action not interested to explain here, because just for the sake of this conversation, this low should not be cleared. That was according to our dealing range. This low could be clear before this market go higher. So market has cleared that low. Trade the last FVG, went higher, and this is the price action from Friday. I really would love to talk about this small price action over here. Now, first of all, while this market retraced here and then went higher, a bit retracement, fall, build buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity. So on Friday, my expectation was this market will fall first, take that sell side liquidity, that low will be cleared at first, then this market will go higher and clear that buy side liquidity. That was my expectation from last Friday. But this market first went higher, cleared the buy side liquidity. So after clearing that buy side liquidity, I just told that only look for sell. There is no buy, nothing, nothing, nothing. Just look for the sell for this sell side liquidity. More importantly, that low, and this FVG over here. But more important, I mean, I was like only looking for that relatively equal lows over here after clearing that buy side liquidity. And our Discord, I also told that keep looking for sell because it's just going to fall. What happened on Friday? Market first cleared the buy side liquidity. After clearing the buy side liquidity around the morning session, rest of the day it was just consolidating from the same level, or it was not moving anywhere. However, we have also framed some setup over there. I have already shown that to you through the Discord live. Market open. This is the opening, and the first candle from 1 minute chart just fall, cleared that relatively equal lows. These lows trade that gap or imbalances, and then this market went higher, came here. Now it is just trading the new week opening up or everything over here. However, I'm just going to talk about here. Just remember this line and that line from 15-minute chart. It's the liquidity. Market came here, built new buy side liquidity. We'll talk about that later, but right now it's not important. Just would love to talk about here. Coming back to 1 minute chart. This is the 1 minute chart. So if you guys remember around here, those people who are with me around the members only live. So over here, I was looking for selling opportunity only. No buy was valid to me. I was not interested to look for any sort of buy. Would love to take sell only, sell only, sell only. And then finally, we have found a selling opportunity depending on the price action. Exactly over here, that candle, when this candle gave me the opportunity, it was absolutely the 5 candle. Absolutely everything was fine over there, but unfortunately, it didn't work here. around this area. My intention was this market will trade this gap and then it will fall, clear the sell side liquidity. As you can see, this beautiful sell side liquidity, more importantly that extreme sell side liquidity will be cleared, then this market will go higher and it will go for that buy side liquidity. That was the expectation to me. However, when this candle closed below this gap, I was counting the candle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, the fifth number candle gave me the entry, so I took that sell and got stopped out. After getting stopped out, while this market came here, which was the new day opening gap, we have framed another order block entry, 25 handle partial, and then got stopped out. Here we had a loss of 17 handle around this area, got a partial of 20, I mean, sorry, how much was that? 25 handle, and then stopped out to the break even, tried another sell depending on the FVZ, didn't work, got a 13 handle loss. After taking that 13 handle loss, well, this market came here, tapped to the new week opening gap high. I was immediately switched to the bias and started to look for the buy. So my buy was from the same gap. I framed the sell, but unfortunately I didn't get the buying opportunity over here. Then finally we have found the buy again over here. I don't think so here. I think here it was here around this area. We took another buy and that was another boom for 40 handle. However, 17 handle loss, 13 handle loss, 25 handle profit, and here was 14 handle run. After reaching here, I was only bearish. I explained the PD array or the premium and discount from 1 minute chart depending on the 15-minute direction. So of course we are not interested to trade inside the lunch hours, but just for the sake of the understanding of the premium and discount, I showed you how to trade around this area inside the lunch hour, but I'm not interested to show you or influence you to trade inside the lunch hour. Please don't do that. It was just to show you why the premium and discount is extremely important for your uh, direction or for your understanding what the market will go and how you are going to deal with that. While this market has fallen, and then finally I have shown you another breaker block which was from here. This was through the stream, I mean the Discord stream. That was the breaker block. I took the sell actually, not depending on the breaker block here, something else, and then added over here, and I showed you how this breaker block is going to work and market is going to fall. However, this was really so beautiful, and as you can see, finally this market actually respected this breaker block so beautifully one more time, last time, and then market fall. As I told before closing, keep looking for sell. There is no buy, only sell, only sell, only sell. Now Friday is not only for the liquidity, that is the most important part you have to understand. Friday is not only for the liquidity. Friday is the closing of the week, and it's almost like very difficult to trade around the PM session until 3:15 because the PM session, first of all, it looks for the TGIF. Thanks God it's Friday. So after 2:30, I think most of the time this market finished the TGIF if it would love to finish. It finished by 2:30 to 3. In between this time, it actually finished the TGIF things. And then from last macro 3:15 to 3:45, it's really awesome. And I really appreciate if it provide me any sort of selling opportunity in between this 315 to 345. Now if I come over here and would love to show you this 315 to 345 price action, you know, I will only look for the selling opportunity as long as this market is not going to clear that sell side liquidity from 15-minute chart. So I was not interested to look for buy or anything else. And at the same time, this breaker block perfectly hold the market, send it lower. And as you can see here, from there, market came here, trade the last FVZ to that specific leg after clearing the buy side liquidity, all the buy side liquidity. After clearing that, building obvious liquidity over here, market fall, came here, failed to clear the liquidity, not even a single liquidity has been cleared, build new sell side liquidity which is from 1 minute chart, reversed, came to this 1 minute last FVZ over here from 1 minute chart which is just below the breaker block, validate this order block as a valid order block, trade that order block, market fall again, and there could be a beautiful sell for me from 315 to what to say, I mean the 345 or something like that. So it was like 35 handle. I know it's not a huge, but it's still that 35 handle. If I can take some partial and then close the trade with some profit, that's good. Whatever it is going to happen, that could be the easiest way to trade that area. However, this market fall and finally closed over there. open on Sunday 6 p.m. one candle without any kind of hesitation gapped down, took that liquidity, more importantly all other lows, trade that 15-minute bullish gap, then started to go higher, then finally came around this area, which is old buy side liquidity. Not interested to show this to you because we are not support and resistance trader, but this is that old highs that was important, came back again one more time. If you look on your left, that specific leg, which I'm going to show you, actually more importantly this is important, not that line. This buy side liquidity, which was obvious buy side liquidity inside the breaker block, market went higher for the last time, cleared that obvious liquidity, fall dramatically, took all the liquidity which was outside of the session. That's why of course we are not going to trade this area after 345, but it left another 1 minute last FVZ. I would love to show you that FVZ. Extend it to my right here around this area. That 1 minute last FBC market came here around 3:30 today from the London session, came here. At the same time, if I come to this 15-minute chart, in this 15-minute chart, unfortunately there was no relatively equal highs. I was watching this market, I was thinking this market will go a bit higher, bit near to this swing high, a bit near of this swing high, then I'll frame the sell. But unfortunately, it reacted from that 1 minute last FVZ and then reacted from there. So I was not able to do anything over here, just let it go without anything over here, because I believe the London session is the liquidity making session. If I avoid that London session liquidity making session idea from my mind, all I can say that it came to this 1 minute last FBZ and then this market fall dramatically, cleared that engineered liquidity, market engineered from 1 minute chart has been cleared over here, fall, took this liquidity as well, came here on like, let me show you this around here. As you can see, this market first went higher, fall, cleared the liquidity, went higher, market structure shift, fair value gap, traded the fair value gap, build the order block, never traded the order block. So going to mark that order block, just remember this line is the order block, and this candle has validated the order block over here. This candle failed to trade that order block, extend it to your right, came back again to this order block, same thing like here, same thing like here around this area, trade the last fair value gap, build the order block, trade that order block. So order block has been done, it doesn't need to respect from that order block. Of course it can do that, but if it doesn't need to finish the unfinished business, because the job is finished over here, went higher again, cleared the liquidity. But this time here the job was unfinished, market didn't trade that order block, so came back again, trade that order block. After trading this order block, also building the sell side liquidity from the 15-minute chart, as you can see over here, low and low, another building liquidity from 1 minute chart. Look for the inversion fair value gap. First inversion fair value gap, if you find that here this candle has validated this inverse gap, next candle tap to this inverse gap, market went higher. That was awesome, but I was not in front of the chart unfortunately around that area, so I have seen all of these things as an hindsight. I was just here because I was interested to look for some sort of sell, as at least until this sell side liquidity. Unfortunately didn't, I was not brave enough to push the button over here. I wanted to see it will go a bit higher, but actually it has built this beautiful buy setup around the London session, around the morning session, today's London session, and perfectly respected from there. Market went higher. While this market went higher again around this area, what it left, any like this type of sell side liquidity over here, then this type of sell side liquidity went higher around this area. That specific leg, if you look over here, this specific leg, last FVZ, entry FVZ. Now here this is very small comparing with all other FVZ. You can simply see here the small FVZ, even though like you can say this is entry FVZ, but I prefer this whole area as a gap, extend it to the right, trade that area, build sell side liquidity, respected from here, will go higher, not interested to see it will keep going higher, this liquidity to be taken, and then market will go higher. Perfectly is going to happen like that way. All of this explanation is important to you just to understand how this market is going to react from a PDRA. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to take entries from every single PDRA it is going to be reacted. No, I'm not interested for that. A lot of you sometimes ask me, how do I know, like, which PDR is going to be respected and I should go for the trade. Now, the simple answer is you can't use every PDRA to take entries like every time. You can't do that. You have to fix a small PDRA or a specific PDRA, any kind of PDRA to take your entry every single time. That means you are going to observe a single PDRA as many times as you can. Order block, I am going to take order block 100 trades, no other things, nothing, 100 order block trades, and then I will count, is that given, I mean, did I get like 80 winning trades out of 100, or maybe 70 winning trades out of 100 trade from the order block? If I see, okay, I actually pushed the button 100 times from the order block, only order block, and then the winning percentage is 70%, 80%, something like that. Oh man, I'm not going to switch anything else. I'm going to keep that order block and I'm going to believe that. This is how you will build the confidence for a specific PDRA. But if you go sometimes the order block, sometimes 22 IT model, sometimes inversion fair value gap, you will never find out that which one is working for you, which one is actually specific for you and very confidential for you, which one is going to build the A++ setup for you. Please, please, please stop using every PDRA. Be the master of one PDRA. It can be anything, but be the master of one PDRA. Observe at least 500 trades. Like, it will take maybe how many days? Like maybe 3 months. Within 3 months, you will see that, okay, I took 500 trades from 22 YT model, and out of 500 trades, maybe 300 400 trades are winning trade, 100 is a losing trade. Okay, so this 22 IT model, I can simply use it with the low leverage so that I don't blow my account. In the meantime, when the losing trades are coming, I'll survive, and when the winning trade is coming, because out of 500, if I get 300 winning trade, overall I'm profitable, right? Like, this is how you should observe a specific PDRA, and then you have to use that PDRA. Then brother, why do you talk about lot other PDRs? That is the importance of other PDRs, to use your PDRA to push the button. Means I would love to push the button from the order block, but to understand that I'm gonna push the button over here, I have to know that why, from where exactly that order block is being created. If I see that it has traded the 1 minute last FBZ, which I have the knowledge about the last FBZ, so I will be able to use that order block to take the sell. Now this last FBZ, why it is important? Because of this breaker block. So I have to have that information, or the knowledge about the breaker block, so that I can use this last FBZ, which is depending on that breaker block. I have to have the knowledge. Now, I have the breaker block, I have the fair value gap, I have the order block. Which one I'm going to take? Either I will take the entry from this breaker block, or I will take the entry from the FBZ, or I will take the entry from the order block. But if I would love to choose to trade from that FBZ, for example, I would love to push the button from that FBZ, I have to first know that why this market will reverse from there, what type of PDRA do I have over there that is gonna hold the market, and this FBZ is not gonna be broken. You have to have that idea or the knowledge about that breaker block. At the same time, why this breaker block is important depending on other PDRs, why that other PDRs is important depending on that other PDRs, like this is a consequences. It means that I'm watching this market, all of this market I'm watching, and all the PDRs are respecting, okay, like whatever it is respecting, and finally I have found my PDRA, or something like order block, breaker block, whatever. I was confident to take the entry from the breaker block. It doesn't mean that it will be your favorite, so you're not going to take the breaker block entry. Instead of that, you are going to observe that breaker block and going to take the entry from that FBZ. or maybe you are going to observing this breaker block, fair value gap, and then you are going to take the entry from that order block. Or maybe you are not interested to trade through that order block, or FVG would love to look for the 22 IT model. Then you have seen here market has cleared the liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, then you are waiting for that fair value gap trade over there. However, if you would love to push the button from a very specific PDRA, first of all, you can't simply randomly choose the PDRA to push your button. You can't do that. The more you will do that, the more you will lose. So stop doing that. Find out which one is your best model to push the button. What is your edge? Which edge is giving you more confident? Go for a specific trade. Even if it doesn't work, you are not going to be broken. Oh man, my PDR is not working. No, you are not going to think like that way. You are going to think that, okay, this time it didn't work. It means that next 10 times it is going to work. Like when I talk about the breaker block, how do I know that? Like I'm so much confident because I have observed this breaker block rather than anything else. Like I keep observing the breaker block. That's why I'm so much confident about the breaker block. Like I'm not that much confident about 22 IT model order block, anything else. Like the breaker block, because I have observed that. I'm a human being. I can't observe everything all together, all the information. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being. I'm a emotional fool. So I have to be confident with something very specific. If you want to be an engineer, focus on engineering. You can have some idea about, like the, I mean, like medical stuff or maybe architecture or whatever it is. Like maybe you can drive the car, but it doesn't mean that you are going to live depend on that driving car, medical or anything else just to survive. No, you are not going to do that. Whatever field is your best field, that's gonna be your highest priority. So like this is how this trading is also working. I have no idea why people treat this as a like very softly, lightly. Trading is very strong. It's one of the, I mean, how to say that? This is really the greatest opportunity for us to get the freedom. But we don't treat the trading as a business. We treat it like, depending on other people on the social media. On the social media, I'm seeing that ICT took an entry from that fair value gap. So I was observing order block. I instantly jumped to the fair value gap. Okay, ICT is framing that fair value gap. Let's go for fair value gap. No man, like one guy can be very good at medical, one guy can be very good at driving a car, one guy can be very good at fishing. Maybe you are not good at fishing, maybe you are good at, like for making some portrait or to photography or anything else. That is your field. So be the best on your field. And what I mean to say, what I mean by saying that is, look for your specific edge, PDRA model, whatever you say. Find out which one is the most confident entry model for you. When you will find that, then you can just observe something else. But anything else you will use to justify your edge. I'm gonna take the entry from that order block, so I'm gonna use every single other PDRS to justify that order block, to get the confidence to that order block. That's why people say that wait for your PDRA or your edge, then go for the trade. You have to do that. All other PDRs I'm gonna use or I'm gonna judge just to push the button from that order block. I don't need to push the button from that breaker block, from that 22 IT model, from that inversion fair value gap, order block, last step busy. I don't need that. All I need one pushing button. The more you trade, the more you lose. The less you trade, the more you will win. This is absolutely opposite. Spend some time just to identify which one is gonna be your best model. When you will be able to do that, you don't need me, you don't need ICT, you don't need Tania, you don't need anyone in this world for your success. First, find out your specific model. I have some screenshot to our Discord group in the payout screenshot area. Some of them are sharing it. I know most of you don't share it, but it's okay. If you can share it, I'll be I'll be grateful to you. But ask themselves, most of them focus on a specific model. I believe that if they don't, then of course they're also not doing it in a right way. But I believe most of them are using a specific PDRA. If I use Jaid, okay, I think he told me that he was using 22 YT model only. Marquis, he's only using like word block, only word block. You don't need anything else. One PDRA is gonna give you at least one opportunity almost every day, 5 days in 5 days. Sometimes it's very bad price action. Maybe you will get 3 to 4 entries in a week. But most of the time, it's gonna happen every single day, every single session. You are going to get one specific PDR. It can be order block, it can be inverse gap, it can be 22 IT model, breaker block, everything. But you have to look for that specific model, and this is how you will grow. Man, you are going to earn thousands of the dollar, but you don't want to be master of one model. Is that really logical? Sometimes I read your comment and I just think like, what is this guy is doing? So this is the most important question. Actually, I got this question in a personal message today. That's why I bring this up over here and I came here early. He just asked me and told me not to share his name. That's why I'm not sharing his name by the way. However, he was asking me that brother, I'm good at 22 YT models. So why do I need to know about that breaker block? Why do I need to know about that inverse gap? Or any other PDRA or anything? Why do I need to look for that? You need to look for that just because without knowing other PDRAs, you will see the 22 IT model almost everywhere. For example, here, market has cleared the buy side liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, which is an immediate reaction as well. Market fall a bit, stopped you out. If you knew that, why it is why I should not look for that 22 YT model, you will simply avoid that things. And for understanding why this should be avoided, you need other PDRs. The more PDRs you will know, the better your edge you will find that which 22 YT model I should choose to go for the trade. The most frustrating thing is when you are waiting, and finally you found the trade and you miss the trade just for a tick or handle or something like that. You started to get panicked. Oh, what I have done. I'm waiting for 2 hours, 3 hours just for this perfect opportunity. Finally, I found that opportunity, but market just missed me for maybe one handle, for maybe two ticks, something like that. And that blow our mind. We forget everything. We start to chase the market. We just like end up with blowing the account. That's the most pathetic moment for a specific model. That's why people doesn't want to wait for a specific model. Instead of that, they just keep going for the trade. For every sort of knowledge they have, they use word block, breaker block, everything, because they have this experience where they were waiting for a specific area for a specific trade, and finally they have missed the trade after waiting 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that. They were waiting. Finally, when they got everything in line, but missed the trade just for one handle, two handle, one tick, two tick, something like that. Then they stopped doing these things and they just go randomly like previously was going. Please stop doing that. If you miss the trade, it means that you are the best trader because you have been waited for that specific moment for long time, and finally when the moment was there, you are so confident to go for that trade. You didn't over leverage, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't put your stop loss 100 handle, you put your stop loss in the very logical level, everything was perfect over there. And finally this market just didn't take you just because of one handle, two handle, you missed that trade. And then market actually exactly went where you were expecting this market will go. You got that absolutely everything was good, but unfortunately you didn't get the trade from that FVZ or whatever you were waiting for. But you in time you will be able to see that this will build your confidence to say that when you are going to teach this to other people, now you can say that no brother, I will never going for that. No man, it's not possible. When you will be a profitable trader and you will see the consistency, there will be time you have to teach other. Trust me, It can be your son, it can be your daughter, it can be your brother, family member, friends, anyone, but you have to teach them. Now when you will start to teach them, you will remember my word over here. You will not feel confident while you will teach them, because you didn't build the confidence for yourself. But when you will be able to build that confidence, you will simply say that, man, I'm like 99% sure this is going to work. Now it will give me the entry or not, I don't know that, but if it gives me the entry, 99% I'm sure it's going to work. At least I'll get the partial, or at least it will reach to the next PDRA, whatever it is. And this is how the guy who's gonna learn from you. Again, you can think right now that, brother, I'll never teach anyone. This is for me. No, it's never gonna happen. If you are a consistent, profitable trader, you have to teach this to other people. And in time, you'll understand why I'm saying this. In time, you'll understand that. But on that moment, you will never be very confident to talk about that, because you are not confident by yourself. How can you transfer the confidence to other people? You have to be confident. And if you want to be a uh, confident trader, you should you should observe a specific PDRA again and again. In my opinion, at least 100 times. So if 76 people are watching right now, I'm saying that these 76 people give me a promise that from today, I'm gonna observe, or I'm gonna take only depending on that model next 100 trades. I'm not gonna frame any other trade, or I'm not gonna not frame, sorry, I'm not gonna push my button from any other model except that model. It can be anything, again, inverse gap, breaker block, quarter block, whatever it is, but it's gonna be the same model. If I miss it, I'm gonna miss it. If it take it, I'm gonna take it. If it give me boom, I'll get the boom. If it stop me out, I'll get stopped out. But I'm not gonna change the model. I'm keep going to push the button at least for next 100 trades from that specific model. Do that. Let me know the result, man. You'll be amazed. Just in a paper, write down that this is my first entry, winning trade, second entry, break even, third entry, didn't get my entry, fourth entry, stop lost, fifth entry, trailed my stop loss, got stopped out without the partial. So just keep writing how many trades you are going to take from that specific model, and how many is going to work, how many did you get entry, how many didn't work, how many like perfectly gave you the boom, some how many did you get the partial, how many after getting the partial you got the break even because of trailing stop loss. Just write it down. After 100 trades, share that to us. I promise you, brother, this is gonna change your life. You keep thinking that you have less knowledge about this price action, that's why you are here, right? Like this guy T2 is talking about this price action, so let's learn something from him. I promise you, brother, you don't need to learn anything else. You already know everything. Now, I'm not talking to those people who just started ICT. Okay, for example, 1 to 3 months. I'm not talking to them. At least those people who have spent 7 to 8, 9 months, or maybe 1 year with the ICT concepts. At least they have the idea. Okay, they know the model, they know everything. However, but you have the specific idea, specific knowledge about this price action. The only thing is missing from your trading is you are just randomly pushing the button from every single PDRA. ICT has 72 or 81 PDRA, I just don't remember exactly. Now, if you want to push every single PDRA, how do you know that this is not a bullish order block? How do you know that this is a breaker block? How do you know that this is not the 22 buy model? Instead of that, you have to look for the 22 sell model. If you would love to push the button from everywhere, if you would love to do that, it means that you don't want to miss any leg. So you would love to take a sell here, you want to take a sell here, you want to take a buy there, you want to take a sell here, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Now, in logics, is that really possible to catch every leg? And in that leg, maybe you are profitable here. That was a perfect example. I mean, sorry, perfect execution, perfect closing. Buy here, perfect closing, and then you messed up over here, then you messed up over here, then you got another buy, sell, perfect sell. Maybe this buy is also good, another messed up. It's not possible, brother. Every single leg is nearly impossible to catch. So you have to let all the leg go, and finally when you will see The PDRs are respecting. Continuously it is respecting. One after another is respecting. And finally you got your chance. Man, that's the that's the time to make the money. I hope the guy who asked me, I actually didn't see his comment yet. But if he listened to me, I hope he will get his reply from here. I'm so sorry for this small conversation. This was important actually talk about. That's why I just talk about that. I hope it will help other people to understand as well about the importance of a specific model, how to look for a specific model. I hope it will be helpful for all of you. However, I'd love to go for this today's price action or everything. And before that, I need to see how many of you are here and who is over here. Marquis, Grand Rising. Thank you, brother. Sophia, good morning. Jamil, bom dia. Muito bem, obrigado. Obrigado, brother. 2022 only, baby. Yeah, Jait. Yeah, I'm not I didn't mistake. Thank you, Jait, for confirming. Yeah, only 22 item. And this guy, Jait. Okay, don't believe me. Okay, I'm a paper trader. I don't know how to trade, man. I never say that I'm a guru, I'm a teacher. I never ever. Nobody can tell me that. I told them I'm teaching you something. I never teach you anything. I will never teach you anything. I can't teach you anything. I'm not a teacher. I'm not teaching anything to you. I'm learning with you guys. So you are learning, I'm learning. So you and me, there is no differences. No differences. Simply we all are learning. But these guys are continuously paying getting the money. Okay, they are getting the money, they're trader. You can't like make any kind of doubt about themselves. They are sharing their screenshot, payout screenshot. Now ask themselves why they keep trading the 22 YT model. This Jaid, he's sharing his screenshot almost every time. Okay, then Suzy one, then other people, like, ask them. And most of the people will tell you that I'm just using that model, just that model. Yeah, I'm observing everything else, but if I would love to push the button, I'm gonna push the button from that specific model only. I don't care where the attitude is showing the water block. I don't care about that. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning that breaker block. I'm learning that inverse gap. But if I am going to go for my trade, I'm only pushing the button from 22 IT model. That is the secret sauce, secret ingredient for getting a successful career from trading. You have to look for a specific model for your grand rising. Please, man, for the last time, listen to me. Observe 100 trades from an specific model, whatever it is. Write it down. Like, journal that in a very specific way, very precise way. What happened to that specific trade? Explain that by writing, not in the on the screen. Write it down on the paper by the pen. Okay, I took that entry from that order block around that time. It went that much drawdown, then hit my partial. I trailed the stop loss over there, then got stripped out, or maybe it hit the extreme target. I got the boom. I didn't get the entry because it was the time of 1 p.m. exactly what time the setups are working more beautifully. Write down what time you took that entry, what is that model, how much drawdown you had. That means you got the entry, and how much drawdown, how much it went against your trade. How do I find out that 20 handle? Now, first of all, of course, ICT talked about this 20 handle, but as I told, I'm just not only listening to him blindly, I'm just gonna observe them. I found that 20 handle is a very smart handle. Is a very smart handle. So if I can put my stop loss above the 20 handle and the market stop me out, means that my bias was wrong, my model was wrong, everything was wrong. I think like that way because 20 handle is a very smart handle. Still also write it down that I took that entry, market gave me, went against my entry for near about maybe 15 handle, then it went toward that direction, gave me partial, or boom, I trailed the stop loss, break even, then I got stripped out to the package. Just write it down for 100 trades. And it's not gonna be hard work, man. If you really would love to get some money, if you really want some freedom, just do some work. And it's not something like 9 to 5 job. Nothing like that way. You will just sit on your table, you got the entry, took that entry, done the trade, write it down in your notebook. It will cost maybe $1, okay, overall $1 to $2 to buy a notebook, a pen, just $1 to $5, maximum $5. Spend that $5, just journal this. If you would love to, as much as information you can add, just add those information to that specific trade. After 100 trade, watch what you have done from number 1 to number 100. Read them one more time. You will feel good when you will keep reading them. You will feel good, and this is called journalism. That's not journalism, sorry, journal. Just do your journal, and then you will change. You will see your changes, man. Trust me, you will see your changes. Okay. If you want to listen, you can listen. If you don't want to listen, just throw this to the dustbin, because as I told, I'm not your teacher, I'm not your master, I'm not your guru, nothing. I'm just sharing my knowledge. If you want, you can take it. If you don't want, just let it go. However, good morning, Khurshid, Livingston. Good morning, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Jamie, you are early today. Great, good morning. Thank you, brother. Let me come over here. Today is Monday. Oh, by the way, I would love to add something before going furthermore. Earning news, which is not going to show here in Forex Factory. You can look for other calendar. I really don't have any idea which calendar. Most of the time I depend on you guys. When you will tell me that there is some earning news, then I'll be very careful in that specific day. However, earning news most of the time release after 4 p.m., which is after the session. So you don't need to worry about that earning news, because they are not going to impact to the market. They are going to like release after market close, like after 4 p.m., after 4:30. We are not going to trade over there. But earning news has a great impact on the market in that specific day. For example, today, for example, this is not going to happen, but just for the sake of this conversation, think like today we have some sort of Nvidia earnings after the market close. The whole day, market can wait for that news to go toward the liquidity. So if you have any earning news in a specific day, try to avoid trading in that specific day. Just try to avoid, because most of the time it's very difficult to trade. If I'm not wrong, in a year, there is some earning news on January, there is some earning news on April, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. On July, August, September, October, on October, okay? And then October, November, December, January, again January. So if I'm not wrong, I can be wrong, but most of the time this is this January, April, July, October. This 4 month actually, this type of earning news release most of the earning news release in this 4 month. Okay, depending on the time. I think the last week of the month actually earning news released. Just be careful over there. This 4 month, while the earning news is going to be released, because they have a lot impact on the market. And I think this is the week where there will be some sort of earning news. I can be wrong. You guys can just correct me if I'm wrong. Just please write it down to the comment box if we have some earning news this week or not. If anyone has any idea about that. If I avoid the earning news, as you can see, Monday we don't have any news to think about. Tuesday we don't need to think about anything else. Wednesday we have FOMC. No trade. No trade is valid on Wednesday AM session to until 2:30 p.m. If you would love to trade on Wednesday, go for the trading 7 to 8:30. 7 to 8:30. That 1 hour 30 minute time period. Just treat it like the AM session. So your AM session is gonna start from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. New York local time on Wednesday. Don't trade the morning session. Don't trade until 2:30 p.m. After 2:30 p.m., if you find something good, go for the trade. If you don't find, just don't trade. But the best opportunity is gonna be revealed from 7 to 8:30. I've shown this to you thousands of the time. So just keep that in your mind, because AM session is the liquidity making session for the FOMC, which is nearly impossible to be traded. Most of the time it's highly volatile consolidation, which is really disgusting. However, but if you can trade, of course you're good to go. Thursday, we have some kind of unemployment claims around 8:30. We don't need to worry about that because we don't trade around that area. And we have PPI around 8:30. So the whole week we are good to go, except the Wednesday. Wednesday, with the best time to trade is 7 to 8:30 a.m. and then 2:30 after 2:30 p.m. That is the only Wednesday, and the rest of the week is good. If there is no earning news, if there is any earning news, just avoid that day. Wherever that day, the day earning news is going to release, just avoid that specific day. Otherwise, it's good to go. I think it's gonna be beautiful week. By the way, here, this is the like 100 people are watching, 50 likes. Can you guys please push the like button? That's all I'm asking for. Please push the like button before 9:30. Make it 100 likes. 100 people, 100 likes. Not a bad luck. I mean, sorry, bad deal. This is the price action from the weekly chart for NASDAQ, and as you can see here, this is the December. I mean, sorry, this is the week of December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 9 week where the market went. This 9 week. Just look, show me another 9 week continuously was ranging. As you can see over here, here to here, okay? If I go for the bodies, just for the bodies, okay? So here and here. Do you, can you see that? This is just like sideways. Is it very difficult to understand that these weekly candles are sideways? That means market is not moving anywhere. Why is that? December, January is the lowest probable area to trade in a year. Not exactly from December. After 15th of December, I appreciate it, but ICT told not to trade the December and January, however. But I prefer after 15th, 14th, 15th, 16th of December. Until then, it's good. After that, maybe it started to be disaster. However, after these 2 weeks, see this two candle, it's good. From there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I more specific them, I'm gonna mark here and there. This is that more specific candles from that last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or so much, I mean, so far 7 weeks are just consolidating. Why it is happening? January, December. I keep warning you guys, this is the hardest time to trade. If you can find some winning trade, stop over there. If you don't find it, don't try to mitigate your loss. Don't look at the social media. Don't look for their thousands of the payout. They're all bullshit. They're all influencing you so that you can join to their course mentorship, because they're awesome. I really appreciate, they're really awesome. They're awesome means awesome people. But don't fall into their mentorship trap. There is nothing they can teach you. I promise you, brother, one more time. There is nothing they can teach you about the ICT concepts in private. Simply, there is nothing. Everything they are going to tell you in their private mentorship, where you are going to pay them thousands of the dollar. You can get all of this information for free from YouTube, from every single person who is talking about the ICT concepts. So there is nothing hidden in their mentorship. I'm not against them. I'm against those system they build to get the mentorship. Now, if ICT start a mentorship, I will ask you to join him. Okay, I will tell you, if I can, if I have the money, I'll join to that mentorship. If ICT start, because I believe he is the creator, so he can provide me some valuable information. But otherwise, all the people asking you to join their mentorship, their course, they all are lying. They all are just showing you off that this is awesome. If you join me, you can just build million billion of the dollars. Ask a simple question. If you can make million of the dollar, which you are going to make me, then why you are asking for the money, mentorship money? In trading, isn't it too easy, man? Like, for the mentorship, what is going to happen? What I'm doing over here, I'm just reading the market. I'm taking so much pressure because I'm working with the public, and public work is the worst work ever, because people are really so toxic. Sometimes they really talk about something bullshit, but these people, they are just taking all of this pressure just for $1,000, just for $500, just for $100. Why? When you can make the money from trading, why do you need my money? I'm struggling to learn, man. I'm struggling to learn. I'm not a consistent profitable trader. So you are taking money from me just to teach me how to be a profitable trader. So you are a profitable trader, right? Otherwise, you can't teach me. You are a profitable trader and you are going to teach me because you have the value of your time. Then stop doing that. Go and trading. Give your highest value for trading because you can make thousands times more money rather than mentorship by trading, right? It's a simple logic, man. Just use your brain. Don't fall into those type of people's trap. There is nothing called mentorship. You can't learn anything from their mentorship. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Nothing means nothing. However, this is consolidating. This is the weekly candle. I don't need to think about the TGIF because it's a indecisive candle. I don't need to think about that TGIF. Okay. From the daily chart, this low should be protected. Market should not clear that low. I have already explained about that, why it should not go about that. Depending on the dealing range, it could take that low. It has perfectly take that low over here. And this is the new week opening gap of the volume imbalance. As long as this market is above this area, I'll look for that buy side liquidity. Again, I'm just not confident enough that this market is going to clear the extreme buy side liquidity before February. I'm just not confident enough, but it can just simply keep consolidating for some a few more days. It can do that, but of course I can be wrong. Market can just simply go and take that liquidity. I don't want to see that. Look, I'm not talking about it will fall and take that low. No, I'm not talking about that. As long as this market is not going to take that low, or it's not coming to this volume balance, I'm not interested to look for any sort of sell. I will only look for the buy, for the buy side liquidity, which is over here, extreme buy side liquidity. More importantly, to this daily last FVG. As long as this market is not coming touching this line, I'm not bearish. I will never be bearish. I will only be bearish if this market come to this area. Then I'll look for that low or all of this area. Brother, when it will come to this deep discounted area, you will look for sell? Yes, sir. That's all. I have already shown it this to you thousands of the time, how actually this premium and discounts actually works, which the people will never share with you because this is their secret. If they share this to you, you will never join to their mentorship or private course or something like that. However, I'm more interested to see it will go for this line, but this gap, I appreciate if it failed to come here by the January. I will highly appreciate it. I appreciate it if it can come here by February. Then I will be very happy to catch a lot of run over there. This is the 4 hour chart. To be honest, I really don't have anything to say. As you can see here, this is that last FBG after clearing like all of these lows, or see this low from the daily chart. It can take this low, it can't take this low. So took that low, trade that one. I mean, for our last FBG over here, lowest down close body close candle, I could use them as an order block. Even they didn't trade the last FBG, but it has traded the uh, entry FBG. So lowest down close body close candle, order block, extend it to your right. This candle open, trade the order block, went higher, needed to see an unfilled gap. Unfortunately, still now there is no bullish gap that I could look for as some sort of unfilled gap. Nothing happened. Market fall, cleared like this liquidity from 15-minute chart. Now started to go higher. Buy side liquidity, all everything is marked from my 15-minute chart. So I'm coming to this 15-minute chart. This is the buy side liquidity, which is my target for today. Here, this buy side liquidity is my main target for today, and the extreme buy side liquidity is over here inside this daily bearish FVG. But as I told, it should not take that liquidity by January. It should go for that liquidity by February. But I can be wrong again. It can just simply go higher and take that buy side liquidity. Not interested to look for any sort of sell because it has cleared all the sell side liquidity. As you can see here, all the sell side liquidity has been cleared by that leg. Trade this gap over here from the 15-minute chart, bullish gap, and then this is the engineered liquidity. Market engineered last Friday. Not a beautiful liquidity, but it's still like I have a lot other beautiful buy side liquidity around here. As you can see here, so beautiful buy side liquidity here. So I just add it with the conferences. If you would love to mark this high with that high, which is a relatively equal highs, that is also acceptable, and that is much more beautiful. I just kept it a line over here to see if it can go for that. I'm more interested to look for buy for this line for today. So it's gonna be a leg of how many handle, let me see. So kind of 180 handle. Out of 180 handle, if I can have like how much, maybe 50 handle, I'm more than happy for that. However, this low over here has cleared that low, that is called the liquidity taken. I would highly appreciate if I could mark it as my order block. Unfortunately, I can't do that. This is really so disgusting because it didn't uh, fall a bit more to trade some sort of fair value gap. Nothing happened over there. But overall, this is the new week opening gap. As long as this market is above this new week opening gap, which you will be able to see on my right hand side, this is the high of the new week opening gap. This is the low of the new week opening gap. High, low. As long as this market is above this new week opening gap, I'll keep looking for the buying opportunity. Prior to 9:30, that is the gap I'm going to give the highest priority to see if this market can keep going higher from that 15-minute bullish fair value gap, because this is the gap from 15-minute chart market is respecting prior to 9:30. I am bullish. There is nothing that can stop the market to go higher. uh, like no barricade, like simply you can see there is no barricade that can stop the market. See, this is the bullish gap. If this market fall below this gap, then it can be a resistance. Is this, it can be resistance, market can fall one more time to take that low, trade some sort of gap here. If it really would love, I'm not going to appreciate that, but I'm saying that it can do that. But if it do that, I won't be able to trade this market. So all I care that around 9:30 market will fall a bit more, maybe until the 50% of this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. I'll start to look for buy for this extreme buy side liquidity. In the meantime, I'll go to the 1-minute chart and I'll see from the 1-minute chart if I have some sort of buy side liquidity from 1-minute chart. And as you can see, beautiful buy side liquidity there. Okay, I'm just gonna show this to you. This is some sort of buy side liquidity here, very near to the market right now. Yep, very near to the market. What buy side liquidity do I have? I have some buy side liquidity there, the obvious buy side liquidity. So that can be the buy side liquidity over here. I have this buy side liquidity here, lot of buy side liquidity there. You can see here they're also gonna be target, but for now I'll just observe this type of buy side liquidity and then I'll keep holding. I'm just not marking a lot of lines. So that's all. Okay, did market left and sell side liquidity? No, nothing. Oh, nothing left, nothing left, nothing left, nothing. Yeah, nothing left. So I don't need to worry about that. All I care around 9:30 open like this. I'll try to catch that buy over here. I'll have to see where is the opening gap. Yeah, there will be a very small opening gap as well. Like you see, this is the closing of Friday. So gonna be the opening of today or 9:30 around the opening. So it's gonna be very small opening gaps. Maybe it will not fall for this area. Instead of that, maybe it will come until the opening gap 50%. We'll just see, okay, how this opening gap is going to be cleared. But first, I would love to see some sort of fall. Then, if it keep going higher, that could be the best case of scenario. Yeah, that's all. I'm going to remove this area because it's already broken, as you can see here. Now it's time to wait for the 9:30 open to going any sort of trade. If it started to fall, closed below this 15-minute gap from 15-minute chart, then I will start to look for sell. As I don't have the sell side liquidity, I will not frame any sell. I'll let the market to fall, frame the buy again. At the same time, around 9:30 open, if the market doesn't fall, instead of that start to go higher, I will not take the buy because it will chase the market. I will not chase the market. I'll let all the run go. I am only interested to trade if it fall and then go higher. If this happened, I'll try to catch that leg, this leg. Otherwise, I am not going to touch this market, not going to take any trade, nothing. If this worked, I will go for the trade. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to take the trade. Yeah, it can fall until here. There is nothing wrong from 1-minute chart, but from 15-minute chart, it has to close inside this gap. Any sort of buy above the constant crossment, I'll take that buy. Above the constant crossment, just remember that. So if it works, I'll go for the trade. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to take that trade. You can go for anything you want. Just before the market open, make sure you have pushed the like button and it's all at least 100 likes. Okay, 156 people are watching, 66 likes. Make it 100 before 9:30. Please make it 100 likes. Push the like button. That's all I'm asking. Now you can say, brother, just few moments ago you told don't join to the mentorship, and now you are asking for the likes. It's free, man. That's why I'm asking. Likes is free, but you have to push the like button. One minute to go before the market open. It has to fall first, then I will frame the buy. If it doesn't fall, I'll not frame the buy. But if it keep going higher, maybe I'll try to look for the buy after find out that this market really would love to keep going higher without clearing any short of sell. Maybe high probability, low probability. If it falls, that's a high probability. If it doesn't fall before going higher, that probability. Overall, I want to see this market will keep going higher. That's all. If it has to keep going higher. That's a shallow run, which is called obvious liquidity. The market, though it has cleared the buy side liquidity, but it has left that obvious liquidity. I want to see some sort of sell side liquidity to be cleared at first, then I'll look for that obvious liquidity. Okay. So while this is falling, I'm not getting afraid. Oh man, this is bearish, bearish, bearish. No, I'm being happy because now I know that I am going to get an opportunity to take a buy. Opening gap has been filled 100%. See, opening gap. This candle open, this candle close, almost 100% has been closed. Now it's time to look for a buying opportunity. Some people say that Monday is very difficult for trading. For me, Monday is much more easier to trade. I don't know why. Friday is much more difficult for me to trade. Not much more. It's really, I mean, it's very difficult. Not much more. It's very difficult for me to trade on Friday. I don't know. Maybe that's my problem. But for me, Monday is really a good day to trade. Now this is gonna be the order block. I'm not going to use this order block to take the buy because it's gonna be a huge stop loss. I think, yeah, 56 candle. I can't use this candle as an order block to wait for some sort of specific FVG to take the entry. If this candle was not that much big, like this is something like that. For example, here to here, something like that. I would go for the trade from this opening of this candle as an order block because it fall, cleared that liquidity. Now it should start to go higher. But as you can see, it's like huge stop loss. Not going to take that huge stop loss, letting this go to build an FVG to take the buy. 12 question Friday 12:30 15-minute candle. Do we need to pay attention on this FVG? It question 12:30 Friday. Here Nothing is important around this area to me because I'm bullish. I know all of this bearish P area is gonna be broken. Market is keep going higher for this buy side liquidity. So any sort of FVC around this area, they can give me the reaction, and that reaction will provide me the entry opportunity. I'll try to take that entry opportunity for that reaction. I'm gonna mark that high to see if it can build the buy side liquidity. Yeah, it has built the buy side liquidity. Happy to see that. Now, to be honest, I have to go for the trade from this order block, but I really don't know how to do that. This is the only opportunity I believe this market is going to give me very soon from this order block opening. I don't know what to say. If it was a small order block, I would be very happy to go for the trade from this opening. Did I get 100 likes, Ifil? Just tell me, okay? I'll frame the trade after getting 100 likes. Otherwise, I'll just talk about the hindsight. I should be, sometimes I should be selfish as well, right? I'm not asking money, I'm asking likes. Oh man, it's too cold over here. Oh, come on, brother. Everything was perfect, but the water block was too big. Not 100 yet. Took order block trade added more with mean threshold. Yeah, I told you already that Marquis is only the guy who is using the water block. Now this is really a beautiful water block. Unfortunately, the stop loss was much more bigger. That's why I didn't frame the trade over here. I will need some sort of retracement, then I'll try to add. I mean, I'll try to join to that run with you, Marquis. Just I need a bit smaller stop loss. I believe that it will give me, and without giving me the opportunity, it's not going to take the buy side liquidity. That is my target for today. So when this buy side liquidity will be cleared, I'm done for the day. Before taking this buy side liquidity, I believe this market will give me an opportunity. So for the first time, it has given me a fair value gap over here. I'm gonna mark that to see if it can provide me any opportunity from this FVG. And keep observing the highs on your left to see if it can build any engineered the liquidity and then retrace. By the way, Marquis, please make sure that you took the partial, okay, brother? Because I saw that you are not intended to take the partial. I noticed that. I can be wrong, but please try to take the partial. I always appreciate people, those who took the partial in a very certain level. Come on, folks, this is 100% free knowledge, and for testing, the the least one can is press the like button. Please, please, please. Thank you. Please push the like button. That's all I'm asking for. So I'm observing this gap. Can I use this gap to take any entry from that gap? It doesn't mean that it will tap to this gap. I'm gonna take the buy. No. Look how a gap is gonna be important to me. It is bullish. This is the first gap, bullish gap. Before taking the liquidity over here, I'm gonna use this gap to take my entry. First, I need to make sure that this is gonna hold the trade. First, I saw that the order block has holded the trade. The market is gonna be holded by this order block. Then market build this FVZ around this area. So I need to observe this FVZ right now. Observing means not pushing button to see can it hold the market. If it holds the market and just like over here tap, the next few candles is going higher, take that buy side liquidity. I'm unlucky because I didn't enter over here. But if it violate this gap and then maybe build some liquidity, take that liquidity, used this gap again to take the buy, I'll go for that buy. Randomly, I'm not gonna push the button over here. So right now, this is just a gap to me. It doesn't have any value to me to take any trade, anything from here. As I'm not bearish, I'm not going to use this gap to take sell. If I was bearish, how I would use this gap? Tap here, take the liquidity, fall, took sell here, going for that sell. If I were bearish, as I'm not bearish, I'm not thinking about that. All I'm going to use like this type of scenario. Maybe market will build a swing low here, then tap to this gap, take this swing low, go higher, tap to this gap, going to take the buy. After building a swing low, maybe market failed to take that swing low, instead of that closed above here, not going to take the buy here, wait for the order block to confirm, then we'll take the buy. It all is going to depend on this swing low. Can it take that swing low? Did it fail to take that swing low? Take that swing low, closed above this gap, gonna take that buy from here without any kind of confusion. Fail to take that swing low, we'll wait for the order block to take the buy. This is going to happen, I will take the buy. If it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna do anything over here. So I'm gonna mark a gap, then I'm gonna give the priority to that gap depending on the price action. The worst case of scenario, it has tapped to this gap, will keep going higher. Now why you are not going to push the button? Because after building the order block, while the order block has been traded, market should leave a gap open. Still now there is no gap that is been left open. So market is not in rush to go for the buy side liquidity. If it was in rush to go for the buy side liquidity, it would leave the gap open. As it didn't do that, I know that this market is not in rush to go for the buy side liquidity. Try to understand the importance of other PDRs, the knowledge of other PDRs. It should leave it open. It didn't leave it open. It means market is in not in rush to go for the buy side liquidity. Okay. But again, the worst case of scenario, it will just keep going higher. I'll miss that trade. Simple. I'm out already. Congratulations, Marquis. FL Trader, 8 more likes. Let's do it. Please do it. This candle will close if there is a gap. For example, it is going to build a one tick gap. Okay, it didn't actually. If it could build a gap over there after closing this candle, I would go for the trade. Unfortunately, it didn't do that, so I'm not going to take that trade yet. I'm out already. Posted in Discord. Thank you, Marcus. I believe in you, man. But thank you for sharing. Done trading in one account, moving to second account. That is another most important part. You have to have multiple accounts. If one account you took 2 losses, go and switch your account. If you take one win, switch your account. If you don't have multiple accounts, stop trading after getting one win or 2 losses. Just stop trading, stop trading, stop trading. If you have multiple accounts, then keep switching them. One win, switch another account. 2 loss, switch another account. Just keep doing that. Those people who is in rush, you would love to go for the trade, please go for that. I have already told you what is going to happen, which way this market is going higher. Without any sort of price action, I'm not interested to enter into this market. I need my model to enter into a market. First, I have to understand what the market is going for. While it is final, I mean, it is confirmed that it is bullish. All I need to wait for a PDRA to take entries. When I'll get the PDRA, I'll enter over there. If I don't get the PDRA, not going to enter over there. Okay, thank you, Wizard. You're most welcome, Jamie. On the left, last FBZ may be changed on reclaimed, then long. You can go for that. We have already talked about that, Kuba. I am waiting to find out a new PDRA, not the old PDRA or the last FBZ. Okay, wherever the last FBZ is, I am not interested to use that old PDRA, more interested to use the new PDRA. If I can find the new PDRA, I'll go for the trade. So all I need to see, it will fall. See this low over here? If it is taken, I'll take the buy. Something like that. Not going to happen. Keep going higher. We'll let this go. Not interested to touch this market. However, if it build a gap over here, that is an opportunity to take the buy, but risky. So would love to go for the low risk opportunity, but whenever I'll find the opportunity, I'll go for that trade. 3 more likes. Please, guys, push the like button. Make it 100 likes at least. Please do that for me. Who's gonna be the last, the 2 likes that reaches 100? Who is gonna be the one? Boom. Order block trade on a challenge account. Congratulations, Sophia. I'm happy that you guys are started to notice the order block. Happy to see that. I just told that that is the best option to go for the trade, but unfortunately the candle was too big, so I didn't frame the trade over here. If it was like 30 handle, I would go for the trade from here. But 56 handle, I don't want to take that huge risk, because if I'm wrong, I have to mitigate 56 handle loss, which is so tough. It has to fall to give me the buying opportunity. Switching account now. Congratulations, Sophia, to you as well. Please switch the account. You have to have multiple accounts if you really want success from trading. If you have one funded account, hold on until you can't build 4 more funded account. While you will have at least 5 funded account, start trading. Follow one rules. One win, switch another account. Two loss, switch another account. Just keep doing that. Payout is waiting for you. I studied water block all weekend. So what did you see? What did you get? Sophia, where is your next water block after that one? Do you see any other water block after this one? As you told that after this whole weekend you have studied the water block. Tell me, is there anything else, any other water block after this one? 102 likes. Thank you so much, guys, for pushing the like button. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Brother, you are missing the trade. I'm not missing the trade, brother. I'm waiting for, man. This is the most important part. Am I missing the trade? I would miss the trade if I didn't know that what the market is reaching for. I know what the market is reaching for. I'm waiting for the setup. There is no setup, there is no trade. Thank you, Marquis, for sharing your understanding, brother. I'm learning a lot from you. So if you ever take an entry from an order block, please share what you are thinking about that order block, okay? It helps me a lot to understand more about the PDRS. I'm learning. I keep saying that, brother. So don't ever think that I know everything. I know nothing. I'm also learning. share your insight. It will help me and other people to get better understanding about a PTRA. Some of you can think that it's a beautiful area to take the buy. If you feel like that way, go for that. I'm not going to do that. Instead of that, I'm gonna mark this gap because so far this is the last FVZ. Gonna keep both of them over here. As the highest one is the very small one, I have added the highest one as well. Observe it. Good morning, Bizarro man. I can see you are my member as well. Thank you, brother, for being the member. As you are my member, don't forget to watch last two live streaming according to the dealing rails. Please watch both of them. I know it's gonna be long stream, but try to fast forward and listen the important part. Okay, I tried to be in point most of the time, but sometimes I talk rubbish over there. Okay, some brands game. So please avoid them and try to watch the important part. Please don't skip those two videos, last two videos. Definitely, brother. Thank you, man. In your gotta be learning from you is the best thing that has happened to. That's a great compliment, brother. I don't deserve it. I'm learning with you, brother. So you all are learning all together. I wish I could start a mentorship and people would pay me to learn. Then they will take me seriously. Most of the people don't take me seriously because this is free. This is the human psychology. We don't give a shit to the free stuff. I need to pay to give the priority. I have to pay. This is a human psychology. I have no idea why people think like that way. Man, if you can learn something for free, why don't you give the highest attention over there? As long as it's important to you. Okay. Nothing yet for me. Man, this is also a learning part. Why there is nothing? Because it's called chasing the market. I'm not interested to chase this market. This market didn't give me any sort of opportunity to take the buy. Instead of this order block, I have already talked about that order block. While it appeared on the chart, even before closing above this candle, because this is that area where I don't need to see the body close above the high of this order block. However, that was a huge candle. I didn't take the buy from there. Instead of that order block, until now there is no trade. But brother, this gap has been respected so beautifully. Why you not thinking this is a bullish? I mean, sorry, this is the opportunity. It's called chasing the market. To look for. If you go for this type of trade, most of the time you'll just lose the money. I need the confirmation first. Go for a trade, and I'm waiting for that. I love it. You do one model month. That happened to me. Learn 22, and I got stuck on it. Man, I told that if I learn something from ICT, okay, if something I have done in my life that is really good, I will say I studied 22 IT model, and whatever every single thing I keep explaining you depending on the 22 IT model, just because of the 22 IT model. I really I should give the thanks or the highest credit to ICT because he has disclosed that 22 IT model. That is something has changed my life for forever. Assalamualaikum. Ah, brother, don't talk too much. Frame a trade. I will if I find any. It's going higher. Take the buy. Take the buy. It's not the time to take the buy. It's called chasing the market. I'm not going to chase the market. I will let the market fall first. Then I will try to take the buy. As long as this buy sell liquidity is not being cleared. If it is cleared, then I have to find out something new to find out the direction or something like that. But as long as this is not been cleared, I'll keep looking for the buying opportunity. First, I need to see some sort of sell side liquidity to be cleared at first. However, is there anyone who is in a trade right now? By the way, guys, there is a good news actually. Yesterday I got my resident permit card here in Portugal. Alhamdulillah, finally I got the resident permit card, and I'm gonna apply for the permanent resident. I think next week. I've already applied for the passport, so this is really good news for me. I just shared it with you guys. That's all. Yeah, I'm so happy, Sophia, and we have already planned to visit the Paris next week. I was really like I was stuck over here because I didn't have the card. I was not able to move outside of Portugal. But yesterday I got my card and just we have picked the plan to visit Paris next week. And I'm really so happy. Thank you, Dora, FL Trader. Thank you so much, guys, for saying congrats. But yeah, I'm really happy. Yeah, Sophia. Really, I mean, I have been in Paris maybe 3 to 4 times, but I have never been in Eiffel Tower, near to Eiffel Tower. I just want to see it far from the Eiffel Tower while I was moving somewhere else to the Paris. But I've never been in Eiffel Tower, so I thought, okay, when I'm gonna die, I don't know. Let's visit the Eiffel Tower before the death. Thank you so much, Khurshid. MMM, where are you, man? Where are you, man? Not, I'm not asking which country. You know what I mean. Where are you? I'm coming to Europe this year. Once I'm profitable, it's my goal. Sure, sister. You're always welcome. Just be the master of one model. I'm not in rush. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm not missing anything. I'm not just impatience. I'm waiting. It should clear some sort of liquidity. It should give me some sort of buying opportunity that will help me to understand that there is no need for this market to retrace before reaching for that buy side liquidity. So if I enter over here, I can have a tension in my mind. For example, I took the buy here just for the sake of this conversation, and maybe I put my stop loss over here, and my target is this. Just for the sake of this conversion, I will have a confusion in my mind, and that is market has built a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So after this candle close, is this market going to retrace to this gap? If it starts to retrace, how far it will retrace? Is it going to stop, like just tap here and then go higher, or is it coming maybe until the 50% of this gap, or it will fall a bit more and then it will go higher and take that buy side liquidity? What is going to happen? I'm not I don't want to enter over here while I have this in like this type of tension in my mind. There can be a retracement, so it is called chasing the market. I'm not interested to chase this market. So if it retrace, I will get the liquidity taken here in 1 minute chart. Liquidity will be cleared. Retracement will be done here. Now I'm able to enter into the market after all of these things has been done. If it doesn't do that, keep going higher, take that liquidity, which is my extreme liquidity for today. It's my bad luck. I'm gonna appreciate that I didn't take the trade because I didn't see market clear the liquidity. I just didn't chase the market. I knew the first opportunity here because of the size. I didn't take it. It doesn't mean that I have missed the trade. I knew what is going to happen. Just market didn't provide me the model. I didn't take the trade. Waiting. There's nothing wrong. If you miss the trade, it doesn't mean that you have like the world is finished. No, man. I want to see how this market is going to react after clearing this high. Okay, this is the high from last Friday, if I'm not wrong. I think I'm not wrong. Yeah, that is the Friday high. So after clearing the Friday high, is that sweeping the liquidity, or market is extremely bullish? It seems like sweeping the liquidity, right? Market just cleared the liquidity, retracing from there. Not bad. Don't give me the pressure. If I find the opportunity, I'll go for the trade. If I don't find, I'll keep waiting. Even if it is not a trading day, I'll just simply let this go, but not interested to chase the market. I prefer a losing trade in a perfect place rather than thousand winning trades, like winning trade in from an imperfect area. I need a perfect entry. That's all. Outcome, I don't care. Losing trade, winning trade, I don't care. All I care was the setup was perfect. Like if it is perfect, I'm good to go with that. If it is not perfect, I'm not interested to chase the market. I have to know that what is going to happen next. Thank you, Jamie. Kuba, order block in this gap is valid. There is no order block. What change in state of delivery do you see over there, Kuba? Long trade, once you enter trade, for me it should go quick toward my TP. I don't like 20 minutes trade. 20 minutes trade. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Zaid. If I enter, I want to see it will go toward my direction with speed. If it doesn't do that, I really don't care about that. Yeah, so even I'm waiting for that retracement. I need to see the retracement. Sorry, the retracement. I have to look for some sort of retracement. Without the retracement, I can't take the buy. I'm watching this high. If it can take that high one more time, trade this new day opening gap, actually old day opening gap. I'll try to frame a short term sell, okay, like 20 handle sell. This is called retracement sell. I'll try to take that retracement sell, just 20 handle, something like that, but my main bias is bullish. I'll look for that buy after the retracement. So here I will try to take a sell if this high is cleared one more time and tapped to this new day opening gap. Then I'll try to frame a sell and then I'll go for the buy. Or maybe I'll just let the sell go. We'll just frame it, not going to push the button, and then we'll only go for the buy. S&P already take Friday high. I think NASDAQ has also cleared the Friday high. Guys, am I? I mean, this is the Friday high, right? I think it has cleared the Friday high as well. Okay, this guy is still not moving anywhere, just consolidating. It was awesome. To be honest, it was awesome. Like as you can see here, this is that 9:30 open. This is the 9:30 open around here. Fall, went higher, fall, built the liquidity around here. Highest gap. I'm gonna mark that. This is the gap. As you can see here, tap took that low, closed. This candle open. I'm already in a trade by that candle. Stop loss is gonna be below this low around here. Will target this liquidity from this same kind of scenario what I was looking for in NASDAQ. Like the step here, went higher, fall, cleared that low, closed above this gap, took the buy over here, go for that liquidity. something like that. I was waiting for the NASDAQ over there, but in NASDAQ still there is nothing like that. It just keep going higher. So we'll wait for that opportunity if it provide me that. Brother, I got a Blue Guardian funded account yesterday with your card. I hope you got the commission. I got a commission of $47. I was thinking, who is this guy who got this funded account? Oh man, that was you. Yeah, man, like $47 from one referral. I was just not sure who was that. Thank you, Suzivan, for using the code, man. I really appreciate it. Guys, if there is anyone who would love to use our code, if you want again, then you can use the code T2 Wizard for Take Profit Trader, Tradify, Blue Guardian Futures, like app for Apex, just T2T. For Apex, use the code T2T. But rest of all, T2 Wizard. So if any of you are interested, you can use the code, okay? It's not a pressure. It's like 50-50. You will get the discount, I'll get the commission. That's all. If you want. Please don't think that I'm asking for that. So you are not opening a mentorship, but you are opening this affiliate program. This is 50-50 because you are also getting like the discount. I'm also getting some commission, something like that. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Lucid too. Thank you, FL Trader. Lucid too. Lucid Trader too. Thank you, Suzivan. When I say sir, it doesn't mean that you think. It's just a saying to confirm what you said. Yeah, thank you so much, brother. You are not going to call me sir. I should call you sir. I should call you sir. Jaid, then Marquis. You guys are awesome. Like Dora, Sophia. Those guys are getting the payout. I should call you sir and ma'am. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. To all of you. Yeah, thank you, FL Trader, for writing T2 Wizard. Apex code is T2T. Yeah, only the Apex code is different. T2T. I'm watching the market around this macro 10,950 to 1010 macro market is just simply consolidating. As you can see from 10,950 to 1010, the macro is just consolidating. I don't like this type of consolidation around the macro time because macro is the area where this market get the fuel to jump. Please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. If you don't like it, just push the dislike button. That will help us a bit because I saw that sometimes 98% like and 2% is dislike. But it is also, I mean, appreciate. I really appreciate it, man. I need to see if there is any SMT with ES. If there is any SMT, if there is an SMT, I'll try to take that retracement sell. No, I don't have the SMT yet, so I can't take the sell. Has to clear that high, trade that gap to find a retracement sell. Just remember, I'm not bearish. I'll try to catch a retracement sell. That is all I'm waiting for right now. Or I can simply let the retracement to go for the real biased buy. Yeah, I'll go that. I mean, I'll just frame the sell and then take the buy. That's better. Fine. I always hit dislike button just to make it organic channel lol. Okay, Murshad, no problem, brother. Yeah, please. There should be some organic channel. Oh man. I'm happy the way you guys helped me without any sort of like uh payment or something like that. Like FL Trader, Tamimi, Sophia, uh Mahadi, you guys are just doing all of these moderator things for free. I don't pay anything to any of them, and like the other people they're like helping me for asking lives, subscriber, or something like that. I really appreciate it, guys. If you were not helping me, maybe I won't be able to be here. Thank you so much, guys. However, those people who is in rush, go for the trade. I'm still waiting. I have to wait because, as you can see, I have explained why I'm waiting. I was looking for that low, right? Every single one of you know that I explained it should fall fast, then it will go higher. Absolutely, it fall fast. That would be the best case of scenario if I had a gap over there, or if the water block was a bit smaller, I would go for the buy over here. Unfortunately, it was not like that. It is a 56 handle candle. Just look at this, just 56 handle candle. I was not interested to take 56 handle risk over here, so let this go. Was watching this gap to see if I can use this gap to take the buy. Unfortunately, didn't get any opportunity. Finally, this gap, still waiting. This is the extreme liquidity. I'm bullish, extremely bullish until this liquidity is not going to be cleared. But it doesn't mean that I'm just gonna chase the market. I'm not interested to chase the market. We'll wait for the specific case of scenario before going for any sort of trade. However, it didn't provide me the selling as well, so I don't need to think about the sell anymore. Now it's time to look for a buying opportunity again. After clearing that low, at least this low, if it clear much more lower, that's better. But at least this low has to be cleared because this is the low. This is the low of the 50-minute bullish fair value gap high. 50-minute bullish fair value gap high is that low. So at least this low should be cleared. There is no gap. Sorry, unfortunately, there is no gap. Gap is here. That is the gap here. I'm not taking it. I'm just framing it. Then I'll go for the buy. Okay. Gap is over here. I thought this is going to build a gap over here, and unfortunately, didn't build any gap over here. Instead of that, trade that gap. That low is gonna be the target from this gap. It's a short-term sell, like just a short-term sell for a bit retracement. The stop loss is gonna be here, which is 13 handle, and target is until that low. After clearing this low, I'll start to look for the buy. This is the logic. We have already talked about that, right? Either it has to be SMT or it has to clear that high, trade that new day opening gap to frame this retracement short. It's not a short. It's not a short for taking long term sell. No, nothing like that. It's a short to take short term retracement until this gap, which just tap over here. Not convinced yet. I think it will just fall a bit more below that line, something like that. So it built the clean lows, I hope. I think so. Clean lows, right? Yeah, clean lows. It's a very difficult decision now for me, but I'll go for that. Clean lows, clean lows, clean lows, clean lows. I'll let this go. No, I'll go for this trade. Better wait for the order block. Yeah, as it just left that clean lows over here, I'll wait for an order block. That means body close above this gap, build an order block, try to take the entry from that order block. Just because it left that clean lows, I really not feeling so good after to leave this clean lows over there to take the buy. It's very difficult for me to take that decision. So I'll wait for the confirmation to go for the buy. That means body will close above this gap, then there will be a down close candle. It will inverse as a order block, and then I'll take the buy for this buy side liquidity. If it didn't leave this clean lows, I would simply wait for a candle to close above this gap, take the buy from that gap from here by putting the stop loss over there. But now I'm not going to do that. I will wait for an order block to be created, then I'll go for the trade. Just because it left that clean lows over there. Unfortunately, it leave it. This is really a tough decision for me to frame a buy by seeing a clean lows over there. So tough decision. So I'll wait for the order block to frame the trade. Just if it wouldn't leave this clean lows, that means tick by tick lows, I would not wait for anything. It closed. Next candle tap to this gap. I'm already in a trade. But now this is tough. So I will wait for the order block to take the entry. This candle, it could be my buy already. If it wouldn't leave this clean lows over there. As it left it over there, I will wait for the order block. That's the only way for me to go for this trade. So if it build the order block, I'll take the trade. If it doesn't, I'm not going to take the trade. This market was not falling, not falling, not falling, and when it fall, just build the clean lows. Very weird. It's taken US 100. Okay, brother, US 100 is not a right market to observe. You should not believe on US 100 market. That's not the right price action you should look. If it closes one tick above this candle, I'll take the buy from that candle. Has to close above this candle to go for this buy. Okay. Ah, come on. It's really so difficult to. Why did you leave this clean lows over there? However, no other choice. If it could take it by one tick, man, I'm already in a trade from here without any kind of confusion, nothing. I'm already in a trade. But this clean loss, just disgusting. So if the body close above this line, I'm gonna take the buy from this order block. Unfortunately, I have to go for this. Now, if I miss it, this is my bad luck just because it left that clean loss. I was waiting for that buy, but unfortunately, it is bullshit. However, if it doesn't come to this candle, instead of that, this down close candle, instead of that it build a bullish gap, I'll try to take the buy from that bullish gap by putting my stop loss below this candle. Okay, so wherever the bullish gap is going to be, I'll try to take that buy from there. This is going to be the buy. Stop loss is going to be below this candle, the order block candle, because it can fall. That is the buy. Stop loss is bit bigger now. I think it's 24 handle. Try to catch a partial around 24 handle, which is here. Okay, 1:1 partial. There you go. 1:1 partial. Target is this buy side liquidity plus 5 handle. So 95, 95.75. There you go. Partial is gonna be 1:1. Target is gonna be the buy side liquidity plus 5 handle. Order block gap. If it build the order block, sorry, gap after the order block, and the very next candle doesn't give you the entry opportunity, you have to look for this FVG to take the entry. There is no otherwise. However, I have already talked about that. So let's try to take the partial around 1:1. By taking the partial around 1:1, your stop loss should be to the break even. Okay, so it will load. Okay, and the target is buy side liquidity plus 5 handle. So it's not gonna be huge. That would be huge if I could take the entry from here. As I told you, if it could take one tick, just one tick, I'm already in trade from here. I don't need to worry about anything else. I'm already in a trade. Unfortunately, this is very unfortunate. Market build the clean lows. Okay, it's really so difficult. That's why I waited for the order block. Unfortunately, didn't get the entry from the order block. I had to observe. Sorry, I have to take the entry from this gap, because of course I can simply use this gap to take the entry, as maximum fall is order block. I know that, right? So now the buy side liquidity is my target plus 5 handle after putting the stop loss to the break even, and would love to see this is gonna be the measuring gap. In institutional order flow entry drill, measuring gap should, market should intend not to touch this gap before clearing the liquidity. Let's see if it can give me the boom. I wish it will give me the boom, and you guys will be able to write down the boom for me, and I really appreciate it if you guys write down boom for me. Just I didn't get the exact entry at the beginning of the run. That's my only, like, bad luck. Because, just because, I hope you guys are not seeing this as an excuse. You see this lows, clean lows, I know that this market will fall again. So I couldn't go for that buy from this candle, unfortunately. And sorry, while it tapped to this gap, I was not able to use it. Waited for the order block, didn't give me the entry from the order block. Went for the fair value gap entry, and target is here. This is the extreme target. I never target the extreme target. I always try to close the trade before the extreme target. Unfortunately, I don't have the option over here. That's why I just went for the extreme target plus 5 handle. By seeing this measuring gap not to be touched, market should not touch this gap. I mean, touch means not, should not trade this gap. If it trade this gap, it means that it will fall more, and maybe it will go for that liquidity by building the strongest liquidity. I don't want to see that. I want to see it will just clear this liquidity. Then if it would love to fall for the sell side, I'm not gonna complain for that. Okay, but still my stop loss is bit lower of this gap, which is illogical to me. So what I will do, put my stop loss just below that gap. I'm not expecting it is going to be traded. If I am wrong, market trade this gap, still my stop loss should be safe because it traded this gap, maybe top, maybe to the constant crossment, then it went higher. I don't want to see it to be traded. If it trade, it means it has more probability to fall for this liquidity rather than this buy side liquidity. So either way, my stop loss should be safe over here. If it fall, I'll get stopped out here. If it doesn't fall, I'll get the boom. If I'm wrong, that means market trade this gap. Still, I don't need to worry about to get stopped out prematurely. But if I'm right that it trade this gap means it is going to fall for this liquidity, then I'll take a bit risk to get stopped out just below this gap. But it should not touch it. Let's see. Come on, man. If ever target the extreme liquidity, always try to target extreme liquidity plus 5 handle. So wherever the extreme liquidity is, like today, where is my target? This line is my target. This is my extreme liquidity for today. So I'm not interested to close the trade exactly with this line because most of the time what market do, market doesn't take this extreme liquidity, go very near to this extreme liquidity, maybe 5 handle less than the extreme liquidity, then start to reverse to clear some sort of sell side liquidity. Or if it cleared that liquidity, at least 10 handle, it went through that line, at least 10 handle. So I don't need to take that 10 handle, at least 5 handle is more than enough. But rest, I mean, 99% of the time it just go 10 handle, buy side liquidity plus 10 handle. Sometimes, which is very rare, nearly 0%, just clear the liquidity by tick and then fall, or go for the sell side liquidity, which is nearly 0%. I mean, maybe in my life I have seen that for 1 or 2 times, something like that, out of this 8 years of experience. Yeah, if they trade this on, that means there is a high probability it will keep falling and go for that sell side liquidity. So my stop loss will be in the safe place. If it keep falling, I'll just get a stop out over here. But when I have seen that, it means that there is a high probability market will fall first, take that liquidity, sell side liquidity, then it will start to go higher again for the extreme liquidity for today. We'll see that. If we do that, we'll frame another buy. But as long as my stop loss is below that gap, and if it doesn't want to fall, then I'll be safe. I'll get my boom. Cool. Got stopped out. So trail the stop loss. It will load actually, but I have already maybe got stopped out. Yeah. Now it's a selling opportunity. Will not frame the sell, but yeah, we'll see. I know that you are not interested to write down boom to me, but brother, I deserve a boom. Boom partial lol. Yeah, it's a partial boom, but it's still that's that's not bad. I'm done for the day. Congratulations, Derek. Boom, great day. 3 winning trades for me. Congratulations, stop over trading. As I told, if it come here, it means it's going to fall. I don't think so. It's a good idea to put the stop loss to the break even. Let it just put it below this one. Got stopped out? No worries. I'll just let this market fall. Then I'll go for the buy again. Yeah, brother. I know that it's a partial boom, but at least 24 handle, not bad. That is a good run. I hope like 31 handle run and out of 31 handle we got 24 handle, 3 tick, that means 25 handle almost. Not a bad trade. I was looking for the extreme liquidity as I told you, and if you just observe over here, if I could take the entry from here, that means market didn't leave that clean lows. I took the entry over here, around here. I could simply target this liquidity minus 5 handle. This liquidity minus 5 handle, which is 50. And here, sorry, you can see here the high came 51 handle. So I would be able to catch 50 handle. This liquidity minus 5 handle. But unfortunately, I had to look for that extreme target. I always keep saying never ever target the extreme liquidity, but here I had no other choice. And market just didn't leave any other choice to me. Can I take a sell here? Of course not. You are not allowed to take single short over here right now. But brother, it has clean lows over here. I don't care. Still, I'm not able to take any short of sell over here. Yeah, you can frame a buy again. After clearing this liquidity, you can frame a buy again. But sell, not valid. If you are interested, go for that. I have no problem with that. But you should not go for that sell. Remember this buy for the NASDAQ, sorry, for the Dow. Tap here, took the liquidity, closed above this gap, tapped to this gap, market went higher, cleared the buy side liquidity, whatever it is has been cleared. That was the exact kind of scenario I was looking for here, either from this gap, that gap, or that gap, any of this gap. I was exactly looking for the same case of scenario, but unfortunately NASDAQ market is bit, like messy, didn't do that. But this is the exact same thing I was trying to show you guys. Now you can say, brother, what type of model is that? I called it trough fair value gap. I called it trough fair value gap. I'm not rebranding these things. I just use the logic over here or the name so that you can understand which gap I'm actually promoting to you. I'm not talking about 22 YT model or any other model. Just trying to show this to you. That's all. Thank you, FM Trader FX Jerry. Hey Jerry, how are you, sir? Creepin. Kaboom. Thank you, Creepin. Saw. Sawa. Uh, man, why it's too difficult, your names, guys. Koi Dutnyog. Koi Dutnyog, if I'm not wrong. Thank you, brother, for writing Big Boom. Chlorine, thank you for the penguin. Jamil. Anybody took that trade with me? 5 minutes is good, brother. 5 minutes is good, brother. Okay, you are asking about the 5 minute chart. I don't have any sorry, comment about that. Maybe you should plan on YM better price action in my opinion. No, sir. YM is the barometer. Uh, it's not for trading because YM is too fast market and most of the time the logic doesn't work over there. I mean, those logic I have found from NASDAQ doesn't work on YM most of the time. Now it's January, December, it's working, but I don't believe that whole year it is going to work. It's my opinion again. Are they reclaimed gaps since it closed below them and again above them? You are asking about this one? I can frame a sell with this gap now. This gap, I can frame a sell from that gap. It means first this market built this gap, went through this gap, tapped to this gap, take the liquidity, closed below this gap, is gonna retest this gap, take that liquidity. So if I would love to use a sell, I can frame a sell from here. I don't know where the stop loss will be because depending on the candles, I have to put my stop loss. But however, this could be a target after closing below this gap right now. I can't use this gap. If I would love to use this gap, I have to wait for an order block to be created. because this gap didn't clear any liquidity. It didn't been used to clear any sort of liquidity. So I can't use this gap to take the sell while it tap over here. If I would love to take a sell, I can use this gap uh, by the order block to take the sell, which is I called it confirmation. Okay, some sort of confirmation. Like I was waiting for this candle. See this candle, down close candle, order block, unfinished business. Tap to this order block. We'll go for this buy side liquidity. It will close above this gap. I'll take the buy again from this word from this gap again. That's why I told please don't look for any sort of sell over here. I can frame another buy around this area if it can close one tick out this gap like here by putting the stop loss maybe below here. Here I think that's a good idea. Plus 5 handle like 595 something like that. So if it close out this, I can frame another buy over here instead of sell because it fall to finish the unfinished business. We'll take that liquidity, then fall for the sell side liquidity best case of scenario. All I need to wait for a body close above this gap around here and then go for this buy side liquidity. Do you got that? Hey Jos, yes, I took the trade. Congratulations, Sophia. Jerry, okay, here 20 inches snow. Wow, man, 20 inches snow. Is there anyone from Russia? Is there anyone from Russia? Russia. Hello, brother. I'm your brother, not your sister. Haha. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Eagle. I think I messed up with someone else. But thank you so much, brother, for saying that. New Hampshire hovering around zero lately. It looks pretty all over trees. Wow. Snowing everywhere, in especially in Russia. I have seen like a lot of snow over there. However, guys, did you get anything from this stream? Please let me know that as well. Yeah, I have waited a long and then finally just got a small run for 25 handle. But still, did you get anything with the explanation why I was not feeling good here, not anywhere, and why I was looking for the trade here? I could go for the trade. What if it do like take that low? Then I could take the into all of this information. Does it make any sense to you guys? If you are still, I mean, already profitable, please don't take this trade. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't need to take this trade as I'm already profitable, but I'm trying to show you the the job this market is willing to do. So why it fall? To finish the unfinished business. After finishing the unfinished business, validate this gap as an inverse to where I should enter over here. So I think it will load. It didn't load, okay, but your entry will be here. Target is gonna be the partial, so this buy side liquidity is going to be your partial, and your target is gonna be 5 handle above the partial, okay, so something like that. 20 handle is gonna be your partial. You will take a partial over there. It didn't load yet, so if it load, then I will put the partial level over there, and then you can hold the trade as long as you want, as your market is bullish, okay. Just for the sake of this conversation, I'll put it over there. I think it will load. Let's see if it load. Okay, there you go. That's gonna be 20 handle partial, 1:1 partial. Just try to hold it for 30 handle randomly. Okay, it's not something like I know that this market will go higher. Just putting it randomly for 30 handle. Stop loss is below that candle that has validated this gap as an inversed way. So this is the candle. Opening is here, closed is here. My stop loss is below that candle, just 1 or 2 tick below that candle to hold the trade for this buy side liquidity over there. So the stop loss is 15 handle, something like that, and partial is 20 handle, target is 30 handle, something like that. Need to mark the last FVG to that leg as it is holding the market. First, I need to see a body close above these gaps. Then I'll look for the run toward the direction. At the same time here, around this area, this is the 15-minute candle that is struggling to break that new day opening gap. I believe it is going to be broken and market is going to close above this new week opening gap. But it can retest this new week opening gap high, the constant encroachment, the low. Where is the low? 56. I'll put it a bit lower, just a bit lower, because it can retest the low of this new day opening gap. I'll put it a bit lower over here. So even if it trade retest the low of this new day opening gap, which is 55.75, I'm not gonna get stopped out. 55.75. So that is the low of the new week opening gap, so new day opening gap. I'm not going to get stopped out by that new day opening gap low. So put it a bit below of that new day opening gap low. Stopped out, didn't work, so got a 17 handle loss. Going to close it. Would love to see, does it really would love to fall or it would love to go higher? That means did I get stopped out because of my trailing stop loss, or does it want to keep falling for this sell side liquidity as it left that clean loss? So we'll try to take a re-entry if it closes above this gap. If it doesn't close above this gap, we'll hold this trade to close below this gap to take the sell for this sell side liquidity as it is respecting the new day opening gap from a 15-minute chart. So we'll try to use this gap to take the sell for this sell side liquidity if it really would love to fall for this sell side liquidity. Reacted from this order block, failed to go higher, retest this 1 minute last FVG, would love to fall for this sell side liquidity or clean lows. Market left over there, we'll try to take that low and then we'll go for the buy again. Now it's time to wait for the market to show, does it want to go higher or does it would love to fall and closed below this gap. Closed below this gap, we'll take the sell from here, or we'll let the sell go, we'll wait for the buy again as long as this buy side liquidity has not been cleared. Without clearing this gap or without closing below this gap, if it close above this gap again, I'll take the buy again without like with the confirmation. That means it just violate this low one more time, retest this order block, will go higher again. But I prefer this liquidity. If it could be taken at first, that would be the best case of scenario. Come on, baby, on a Friday night, only on night. Hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor, on, baby. The body failed to close below this, closed above this gap. Will take a rebuy with the same kind of stop loss, covering the new week opening, new day opening gap low, buy side liquidity plus 5 handle. I prefer it will fall and take that liquidity at first. That could be mm, like a highest probable buy it will be for me. It could do that. If it doesn't do that, I have to look for the buy again. Can't think about this sell before clearing this buy side liquidity. Closed above this gap one more time, we'll take the buy, same stop loss, same everything. Closed below this gap, that is a selling opportunity. Either I have to let this sell go because my bias is bullish, so I'll let the sell go like here, here, then we'll try to take the buy. And depends on the market, like here. Should I take it? I'll let it go. Just remember, body close, we'll take that sell. Body didn't close, we'll go for the buy again for this gap. After closing below this gap, if it closes above this gap again, I will not take the buy until this liquidity is not going to be cleared, because this is the only PDRA that should be respected. As it respected previously, it should be respected again, send the market again for this buy side liquidity. So that is the only PDRA that I'm more interested to see is broken. Broken means sell side liquidity is obvious. Didn't broke means buy side liquidity is still on the queue. After broken this liquidity, it will start to go for that buy side liquidity, not interested to touch it. Come on, baby. Baby, new opening gap is holding the market here. I mean, still it is holding the market. Have to see that. It will close above this gap. We'll take the buy without any sort of confusion, without anything. We'll re-believe this buy as long as this gap is not broken. Buy is on the queue. Take the buy over here for this buy side liquidity. If it closes below this gap, no buy is valid to me as long as this liquidity has not been cleared. In between these two gap, no trade for me. I'll put another buy limit over here. If the body close above one tick above this gap, we'll take the buy. Why you are buying and selling? Let the sell go, look for the buy only. That is the easiest way for you to understand why I'm looking for the buy and sell. Let the sell go because my bias is bullish as long as this is not going to be cleared. So if it keep falling, let the fall go. I'm not going to wait for this candle to close. I'm just going to take the entry right now. This candle will close and market will start to go higher. Not interested to see that. So like it came here, we'll take the buy. I'm already in this trade. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this one, remove that one, gonna hold this one. Okay, because there is an opportunity to just close and it keep going higher. Don't want to miss this trade. liquidity has been cleared. First FVG or the breakaway gap over here. Market should not come to this breakaway gap. The breakaway gap should not come to this breakaway gap. This is the entry gap. Entry gap. We'll tap to this entry gap. We'll keep going higher. Simple. If it does, doesn't want to come here, it's okay. Just keep going higher. Should be in rush after clearing the sell side liquidity, retesting this order block, retesting this old FBG. That was, I was afraid that after closing this gap, it will just keep going higher. It's not going to give me the opportunity. Instead of that, it will just keep going higher. So that's why I just entered earlier without closing above this gap. See, it has closed. Like, look at this candle. I'm gonna remove this last FBG from 1 minute chart. It has closed above the, okay, it actually give me the entry. Sometimes what happened, it doesn't give me the entry. Okay, so I was a bit afraid that it's not going to give me that entry. It's gonna close over here, it will start to go higher and I'll miss this trade. So I didn't want to miss this trade, so I entered a bit earlier. You can simply wait for this candle to close, then this candle has given you the entry. So you should not give any complaint, brother, I didn't push the button, I was waiting for this candle to close, then retest this gap. So you will have no excuse over here. It has given you that entry as well. I was afraid it's not going to give me that. See, this is speed. I was expecting this speed without tapping to this gap, but fortunately it has given that opportunity. That is really good. It's really good. It's really good. To be honest, it's really good. I'm really I feel really why I'm not talking a lot, because this is the extreme liquidity. I'm always very bad at the extreme liquidity. I'm always very bad. Okay, so to be honest, I'm not that much confident that it's gonna clear that liquidity right now. I could be very confident if it wouldn't leave that liquidity open over there. But as you can see here, it left that liquidity open. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work over there. Okay, at the breaker block high, let's see if it can respect the breaker block high and then keep falling, keep going higher, keep falling. So plus just covered the breaker block plus the gap below this breaker block, which is the inverse gap actually. Unfortunately, the gap below the breaker. This is the breaker block high. Would love to see, can it hold the market, send it higher. I'm still not confident. It's okay. It has cleared. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. This line plus 5 handle. It has to reach this line plus 5 handle. So here plus 5 handle. There we go. It has to go until this 5 handle at least. That should be the partial 1:1 partial. We'll see if it can provide me that extreme like 34 handle run. If it good, If it give me that, good. If it doesn't, I'll put my stop loss to the break even now. So we'll see. Okay, so 24 handle partial stopped out, 17 handle loss, another 24 handle partial. Let's see if it can give me the, like, the target to hit. Now you can hold it as long as you want. You can hold it until here or until the low of this new weak opening gap. I don't have any problem with that. I just need to see the boom. That's why I randomly just put it over there. 34 handle is almost the double of 17 handle loss. So I hope uh, it's more than enough for me. Okay, so that's why I'm just putting it over here around this area, which is near about 10 handle, I guess, above the liquidity. 99% of the time it go at least 10 handle above the liquidity. So where is the 10 handle? Here, at least 10 handle. This is the gap market should use and keep going higher. I'm gonna change the color. So you have learned that how one gap should be used. Now sometimes really shit happens and you have to accept that shits if it happens. Like sometimes you have to accept that shits, right? But this gap, how it given me the buy and sell, as I explained, if this gap is broken, I'm more interested to take the sell for this sell side liquidity without any kind of confirmation. If this gap is not broken, market closed above this gap, would love to take the buy again. I took a bit earlier buy because I was afraid of this speed and I was thinking maybe market is not going to take me, so I'll miss the trade. I didn't want to miss this trade. That's why I didn't wait for this candle to close, then tap to this gap, will go for the buy. I didn't just wait for that. But if you were waiting for that, still you got the entry, right? So you don't need to worry about anything else. This is the last FVZ. Before taking the liquidity, it is the most strongest FVZ ever. That means if it take that high closed below this gap, I can take a sell. If my bias is bearish, I can even take this sell over here. I just need to make sure that it didn't reach for 10 handle. If it went for 10 handle, I will move my stop loss, because most of the time what happened, above the liquidity it went for 10 handle, then sometimes it reversed. As it left that liquidity, I'm just curious to see if it can keep going higher or it would love to fall for that clean lows again. My extreme liquidity was this buy side liquidity for today. That means I was bullish until this buy side liquidity for today, which has been cleared over here already. So to be honest, if you ask me to frame another trade, I'm not able to do that. I can frame, but I won't be like so much confident because I have to start from the weekly chart again to understand what is going to happen, which I'm not interested to do that right now. So I have explained how this market is going to work around the morning session today. First, the market will open. It will come to the 50% of this gap. More specifically, it was a bold statement, 50% of this gap, as well as it is going to close the opening gap, maybe 100%. I'm just not sure about that, but it will fall, trade this area. Then I'll start to look for the buying opportunity for this buy side liquidity. This is my extreme target for today. First opportunity was from the water block. It was extremely big. If I was wrong, like here, see, I got a loss as it is 17 handle. Think like it's 56 handle loss. How would you feel that, man? It's too difficult. That's why I didn't frame the trade from this water block. Didn't take it from here. Let the market go. Tried to use this gap. Didn't give me the opportunity. Didn't take the trade. Then used this. Tried to use this gap. Also didn't give me the opportunity from that gap. Finally, I found the trade here from this gap, not even from the water block, to take the buy over here. Got some partial, got stood out to the break even. Tried one more buy, didn't work. Then went for the another buy, which at least gave me the partial. We'll see if it can give me the extreme boom or does it want to give me the stopped out. It's up to him, okay? If I get stopped out to the break even because the liquidity has been cleared, I'm gonna say okay, it's okay. I'm not bearish, so I'm not interested to frame that sell. But for example, I was looking for sell. That is the best case of scenario to look for the sell from this gap now. Like this candle close, it will tap to this gap. I'm in a sell for this sell side liquidity. Not interested to frame it right now. why I put my stop loss over here. Let me show this to you as well. 1 minute last FVG. Now I'm not saying that it's gonna reverse from here, but I was observing this last FVG high. That means it can maximum fall until to the top of this last FVG high as a inverse way, right? This, remember this gap, violate this one time, fall, took that liquidity over here, this liquidity, first FVG, closed above this FVG here, closed above this FVG, test this FVG, retest this FVG. Can it keep going higher or does it want to fall? Just because of that, I just covered that last FVG high by my stop loss, and so far it is respecting the high of this FVG. Would love to see if it can go one more time, go higher and hit my target or not. Anytime I'll get an opportunity, I'll trail the stop loss. As now it is a bearish market to me, the buy side liquidity has been cleared, market left that clean lows over here, market should be interested for this sell side liquidity. As I'm expecting some sort of fall now, I'll try to keep moving my stop loss whenever, okay, I didn't get the opportunity to just stop me out. Just it will load. Okay, I mean it will load. It's a good opportunity to take sell. I'm not going to take the sell, however. Just let this go. But thank you so much, guys. I hope it was an insightful session for you guys. I'm really interested to see if it can hold the market and send it lower for this sell side liquidity right now. If it do that, good. If it doesn't, also good. Let me see if I was in this trade. Was that a losing trade or was that a winning trade? Just a bit higher of this high, maybe a bit more, like this line plus 5 handle or 2 handle. Sorry, not 5 handle, 2 handle, 3 handle, something like that above that high. First tap to this gap, took that high over here, closed below this gap, retested this gap. I'm I should be in this trade. Stop loss above that high, plus 1 handle or 2 handle above that high. Like 2 handle is, I think, more than enough. Target the sell side liquidity over here by taking some partial in between that area. I'm not taking this trade. I'm just seeing if it can happen. I'm not bearish. I'm not framing the trade from here. But if I were in this trade, what would happen? I'll just love to see that. We had a beautiful price action today because of FOMC on Wednesday. Normally Monday's price action is shit. I love Monday's price action. Unfortunately. Lot of gaps, right guys? But I have explained almost every gap, right? Anybody has any confusion to ask, any type of confusion or anything? Like, do you have any confusion about the price action today? Please don't take this sell. I'm just sharing the information I have with me. Okay, it doesn't mean that every time I'll frame a trade you will just take that trade. Please don't do that. If you do that, it's going to be very difficult for me. Please don't take it. If it is according to your setup, then go for the trade. Otherwise, just don't take it because I'm framing this trade. Please don't take this trade. So it will be like fair for you and me. I can simply watch the market. I can simply explain the area. When I feel very much confident, I already frame the trade. And that's why I told that if I were interested to go for the trade, this is going to be the first trade for today, then I would go for this trade. Otherwise, I wouldn't go for this trade, to be honest. As I have already taken the winning trade, I don't need to take this trade as well. If it would be a first trade, then it is acceptable. Okay, let's go for this trade. But as it is not the first trade, we don't need to take the risk over here. We'll just observe. Okay, the way I explained the FBC, can it work like that way or not? Okay, ES is supporting my idea. I mean, here ES is so far is bearish. We have also found the SMT, as you can see here, SMT. Everything is perfect. Wow, man, that was really an awesome trade. That was really an awesome trade. But yeah, we have done the good job already. But overall, even if you didn't take the trade, you have learned something new, right? Like one gap, how it is going to be very important, like everything. Boom, done for the day. Congratulations, Khurshid. Boom, thank you. No problem, Sophia. Awesome day, brother. Thank you, Suzivan. Thank you so much. Stop over trading, stop over leveraging, stop taking every single trade. I'm going to talk. The most important part is stop over trading. Focus on learning after being profitable. Who is the wizard? Tell me who is the wizard. Tell me the name. Of course, the free wizard, man. Come on. I'm the free wizard. I'm not interested to take your money. Buy some bullshit course, mentorship, bullshit. This is all bullshit. I can ask you guys if you really would love to join someone's membership, please join ICT's membership. Okay, mentorship. Except ICT, don't spend your money for something bullshit. I'm done trading today, only listening to you and observing price. Thank you, Suzivan. Thank you so much. Hey, FL today, thank you so much, brother. Chitu Wizard, thank you. You are, thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I'm the wizard. Oh man, new people are going to say that, oh, this guy just frame one or two trade, and then he's asking himself as a wizard. Bullshit. If this setup worked, that you have just, then I will call you wizard. Okay, okay, let's see. Remember, you told me that if this one worked, then you will tell me wizard. Other, I mean, not going to take your word back. No man, it has to fall for that clean loss. Then I will call you the wizard. That's gonna be difficult. Look for 20 handle. Let's see, okay? If it can fall for 20 handle, then you will call me wizard. You will accept me wizard. What do you say about that? Is it a good deal? I mean, this sell side liquidity is illogical because I hope this is gonna happen around the PM session. So let's see if it can fall for 20 handle. It doesn't mean that you are going to take this trade, please. I'm going against the breaker block. The good thing is liquidity has been cleared. So breaker block has done its job. I don't need to think about this breaker block anymore. That is the good thing over here. It is the real penguin. I'm the penguin. Okay, thank you so much. I'm the penguin. Thank you, Jamil. Was cleaning the snow. I didn't read the price action today. Was cleaning the snow. Oh man, it is snowing over there. I miss the snow a lot. Keep the good job. Thank you, Gerald. Thank you, man. Sorry, not writing boom because only learning on paper. It doesn't matter, man. Learning is the most important curve in one's life. If you would love to push the button, you are not going to learn for sure. I mean, if you're copying the trade, but if you're focusing on the price action, doing paper trade, not interested about the real money, and you're learning. And learning is earning. When you will learn, you will earn. Look at this up close body close candle. Look at that candle over here. Can it work as an order block to this area? Can it work it as an order block? I'm going to remove this button over here, because if anyone is new and join here, he will start to think that this guy is a over trader. But I have already told you this is the only trade I'm interested to take. I have taken this trade, I'm done. As I'm here, I need to explain the price action. Sometimes I'm pushing the button, that's all. But I'm not interested to over trade. One trade, you are done. I'm just hiding that for the new people because they don't know me, and my English is too bad. They will think, oh, this guy is English. Don't wanna see that. He's also an over trader. I'm becoming the master at something. I love snow, man. Actually, I'm planning to go Paris just for the snowfall. In Portugal, we have the snowfall, but it's too far from here at top of the mountain. I'm afraid of. I have some high phobia. That's why I didn't go for the Australia. Would love to visit Paris. It's snowing over there. Now you can think that why it is going higher, why it is not falling, why the bullish periods are respecting. Because your higher time frame is telling you I am bullish. And this line over here, just let me show you this to you. This high, above this high, I don't have any other, nothing, no PDRA over here. Around this area, I have no PDRA. The next PDRA is this new weak opening gap. So of course it can reach over there and then it can fall, even though I'm not expecting that, but of course it can do that. I just don't want to see it will come over here before clearing this liquidity. I just don't want to see that, but it can do that. So all I would love to do, whatever order block it has been created over here, can it respect that order block and keep falling? That is all I am interested to see around area from 1 minute chart. So this order block, highest up close body close candle, can it be respected and market can keep falling? Okay, that is all I'm watching over here. And those people who told that if it provide that 20 handle, I'm gonna call you the wizard. Please don't go back with your word, from your word. No, I don't know, so move it actually. I'll keep it just to handle above that. Here is 12, 14. My mind is telling me to cover just the upper quadrant right now because the constant crossment of that week has been traded. It has no intention to go higher one more time, but it's okay. Just keep it the same area, 14 handle. Let's do a virtual first bump before we head out to shovel. To shovel. Suzivan, in Canada there should be more snow over there, right? There should be more snow. What about in Canada, brother? Is there snowing? I hate the consolidation. I hate the consolidation. If I see this type of consolidation, I start to move the stop loss. Like whenever I find some specific period has been traded, I try to cover them by the stop loss because it's just consolidating. I don't wanna fall into this consolidation trap and then finally market will take the liquidity, then it will fall. I don't wanna do that. Instead of that, I love to move the stop loss. Oh man. But for now, I'll keep it over there. Because this is the struggle of being a wizard. That's why I'm not moving it. If it doesn't provide me 20 handle, you are not going to write me the boom. Sorry, the wizard. So I'm not moving the stop loss. Come on, baby, I'm not Friday night. I want you back the dance floor. Hit the dance floor. I want you, baby. Baby, I don't want you. Don't you? Baby, I don't want you. I don't want. Mhm. There's no job left for this market to consolidate over here right now. This is the 15-minute candle close, new candle open, went a bit higher, started to fall right now. Just look at the candle, last candle of the morning session. Close, open a bit higher, respect that gap, should keep falling without any sort of consolidation. Mhm. Should give me the speed. I don't want to see any sort of consolidation right now. Mm, hit the dance, baby. It can do the damage actually by the weak, so we'll put it a bit higher. This is the gap, should be broken. Most dangerous gap so far. Would love to see that to be broken. Wanna see this gap to leave it unfilled. This gap should be unfilled. I'm adding this gap with the new gap because this is very small. So we'll add one more gap wherever the candle is going to build the gap, and I want to see this is going to be unfilled. I think it will make the gap over here. So above this gap, my stop loss is safe. Just above this gap, it should be safe. What is the logic? Traded this order block, leave the gap open. Only thing is this gap to be broken. The 1 minute last FVG should be broken. I'll just adjust the gap depending on the candle close. So don't think that I'm just moving the gap, because when the gap will be created, I'll just adjust it. I just marked it beforehand. That's all. So the consonant crossment is still respecting, should close one tick below the consonant crossment. That will help me to move my stop loss a bit more lower. That gap should not be filled 100%. One tick has to be open of that gap. Okay, it didn't. Hate you. I hate you. I really hate you. It doesn't need to go over there. Trust me, man. It doesn't need to go over there. Sometimes shit happens. Now, I love to work with the PDRA, to be honest. Unfortunately, sometimes this shit happened and they stop me out prematurely and then I try to re-enter on the market. But this candle really, do you really think that it has any importance? It came back again to retest this gap. Come on, man. However, I had no intention to go for this trade. I just push the button depending on the 15-minute candle close, as I showed you here, to 20 handle. Now, are you going to write down wizard to me? Am I the wizard? Never, ever, 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 ever follow my trailing stop loss. Please don't do that. I love to take re-entry depending on the PTRA. If I get stopped out over here, I know how to take re-entry over there. But instead of that, you don't need to do that. What you will do, put your stop loss logical level, take the partial, put your stop loss to the break even. Hold your trade as long as you want. The way I showed you all of this trade around that area. Man. Raman, it went only to give me entry T2. I missed the entry there. Now in sell now. Okay, so you are the culprit. Because of you, I got stripped out. Man, come on. Oh man, Marbra, thanks. Why you are giving me thanks, Marbra? Oh, you are not giving me the thanks. If I want to trade the PM session, from what time should I start looking for trades? 12:50. Thank you so much, Sophia, for clearing. So did you see the fall as well? How to use this gap, that gap? How to use that gap by putting your stop loss in a very logical level, and then, as I told you, if I were for the first time, I would enter over here while this candle tap to this gap. That could be the sell over here. Took the partial, hold the trade for this sell side liquidity or the clean lows over there. After clearing the buy side liquidity, everything I have explained. Now, after clearing the partial, even if it doesn't fall for this liquidity, which is near about 80 handle, until here, what is that? Now, I'm not saying it is going to be the finish here, but it's still 35 handle. However, I hope that this is going to help you a bit to understand these fair value gaps or all of these things, to understand how to use them. Oh, by the way, there is the breakaway gap as well. That last FVG to that specific leg give me some sort of reaction, that's for sure. However, but thank you so much. Boom, wizard. Thank you, Sophia. Master, I'm the grasshopper. You are the grasshopper, Jerry. And I'm your brother. I'm also a grasshopper. Thank you. Raman, thank you for closing that trade, man. At least you got the boom. Congratulations, brother Sophia. I hope you guys learned something from here. I hope you have all given me the likes. Let me see how many likes did I get. 133 likes. Wow, it's awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for pushing the like button and making it 133. 134 people are watching. 133 is giving me the likes. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope the way it is going to work, I have explained that in a very nice way. It is in it is good for you to understand. Didn't make anything much more complicated. But if it is still complicated, keep coming. I'll try to make them much more easier to understand. Okay. So I'm done for today. If you have any question, then I will wait for 8 more minutes around here. If you have any question, you can share with me. Have a good rest of the day, brother. I have to go out and shovel snow now. See you tomorrow, God willing. See you, man. And please shovel that snow, man. Thank you, Marizuena. Marizuena? No, okay, no, no, not Marizuena. What is that? Mary Zwen. Mary Zwen. Am I right? Mary Zwen. And it's a name of a girl. No problem, Sophia. I stop procrastination and grab shovel and get to work. Thank you for what you do for everyone. Thank you so much, Jerry. Kiru, what made you to wait until so many candles in ranging there to take the sale? That 15-minute candle. I was waiting for that 15-minute candle to close. I was not interested to take the sell. Okay, I was just observing the market, to be honest. But when I have seen that the market respecting the 1 minute order block and the 15-minute candle was going to close, I just wanted to enter over there because I was confident that the 15-minute candle will give me the run until the new day opening gap, at least new day opening gap that will give me the at least the partial. Then we'll put the stop loss or whatever it is. Like this is how I was expecting the run toward the 15-minute candle. That was the reason for waiting all of this candle to go. But if I were interested to trade, I wouldn't wait for that. I would simply go for the trade while this has traded this gap, that specific candle around 1101. That could be, of course, a new candle, but yeah, that could be the trade for me. There's something more to explain from your study. There is something more to explain from your study. I didn't understand. Hey Dora, no problem. If we still depend on only order block, then there were more time it crossed that entry place. Why it is on that occasion only? I was not talking about anything over here about the order block or something like that. I was just observing this gap, nothing else. Just that gap. Just that gap. And I was watching also later. I was watching if this order block can hold the market, send it lower. But it's something like confluences or extra confirmation, something like that. However, overall, I'm not bearish. I'm only bullish. But that was the clean lows that will be cleared. I think around the PM session, I'll only look for the sell side liquidity or the sell run for these lows to be taken. As long as it's not cleared, I'm only bearish. Think about the sell side liquidity, no buy side or nothing. Around the PM session, maybe I would only wait for the selling opportunity, but you don't need to do that as you are already profitable. I have a few order block questions. So where should I ask them? Discord or YouTube? You can. I will talk to you, sister. We will just do a session. I don't know you are still over here or not, Sophia. We'll just do a session and then you can just hold on your questions. I will look all of your questions over there. Okay. If I must remove all the drawing, this is the market. Now in this market, this is really so difficult to understand what is happening over here. But if I mark the gaps, it's gonna be very easy for you guys to understand where and how it is going to be respected and what is all happening over here. It failed to clear that low. Order block, sorry, what is that order block? Failed to clear that low. Fair value gap, trade that fair value gap, went higher. Order block, come back again to trade order block, retest the order block, breakaway gap, came back again to this breakaway gap, order block, unfinished business, giving me the speed depending on the breaker block. So if I are looking for an entry opportunity, I should look for the breaker block, which is here, low, high, lower, low. This is the breaker block. Take the entry from that breaker block, cover the bearish gap below the breaker block, wherever the bearish gap you have, hold it, and then look for any sort of liquidity or something like that if I are still bullish. But I'm not going to trade anything over here and now. I hope that I have already finished the everything. Okay, thank you. No problem. Now clarity too, no problem. Raman, everyone, let's leave a comment on this stream once it's converted to a video on YouTube. That helps T2 with the algo. Yeah, that will really help. So if you really can do that, that's really awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for being over here. See you tomorrow. Until then, cheers, guys. And Sophia, I think as you told, you need some more time. No problem, sister. Just take more time, hold your questions, and then we'll go for that session. Okay. See you the next until the next time. Cheers, guys. Need to go for the photography. And please don't forget to push the like button before closing the stream. Tada.